Live from All Care Field, Badger Stadium on the campus of Arkadelphia High School, this is Jeff Root, and it's time for playoff football. Arkadelphia playing host tonight in the first round against Clinton High School. Clinton comes in at 7-3, 5-3 in conference. They are a good road team, and they have played well as of late. So we'll see them take on Arkadelphia, a team that is 8-0. Undefeated on the year, undefeated in conference play, and ready to hit the playoffs hard tonight. Should be a fantastic game. We're excited to bring it to you. We've got a full 30 minutes of pregame leading up to the kickoff tonight at 7 o'clock. Very excited about the action tonight. It is not raining right now if you're in this area and you're wondering about rain. It might be coming later, but it's not raining presently, and the field, of course, is brand new and in great, great condition. Joining me tonight, we've got Chase Hartzell. He'll be on color commentary as usual. We'll also have Jim Rothwell on statistics. And coming up momentarily is going to be Chris Babb as he interviews the Arkadelphia head coach, Trey Shucker. Want to invite you to stay tuned for this pregame show and the ball game tonight. We're excited to bring it to you. First round of the playoffs, Arkadelphia at home against Clinton. We'll be back with the interview after this.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield in Arkadelphia today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
Price & Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show. Chris Babb with Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker in advance of this first-round playoff game between Arkadelphia and Clinton. Each week, this interview is brought to you by Austin Wingfield State Farm. Give them a call at 870-246-2162 or drop by 620 Pine Street on Monday to see what State Farm can do for you. Coach Shucker, we enter the playoffs. Only 8 games under the belt. But it is what it is. The Badgers finished the regular season 8-0, undefeated 4A7 conference champions, and we celebrate that. And ultimately, as of right now, none of that matters because it's playoff time, and it is literally a win-or-go-home situation for everybody in the state starting tonight.
That's exactly right. And, yes, we celebrated last Saturday. We celebrated Saturday and Sunday, and Sunday evening kind of turned around as a quick turnaround with being a Saturday game, but it's about time to shut it off and get ready for the playoffs. And then Monday we get the kids, and that's all we've talked about this week is everybody's in the same boat. Yes, we're the 1 seed, but it doesn't matter. Everybody's got the same situation. We're fortunate and lucky, and we've earned the opportunity to play at home, and that's the biggest thing about it right now. But Clinton and us, we're no different than each other right now. It's win or go home.
Before we talk about tonight's game, let's go back to that game last Saturday and talking to some of the players. They kind of enjoyed that Saturday midday game. The atmosphere was tremendous. A lot of Arkadelphia fans on the visiting side of the stadium at Claude Mann Stadium and David Alpe Field. And Coach, your offense put points on the board, but just like in the coaches show this week, Chase Hartzell started with the defense, and I think that's kind of been the unsung hero all season. Arkadelphia, you talking about Donovan Whitten and touchdowns and all these touchdowns he's passing and the Badgers are running for. But when it comes to championship time, if you have a good defense, you've really got a chance, and that Badger defense has really been stout all year.
It really has. It's been our backbone of our team, just to be honest. I mean, our defense in tough situations and tough games, our defense has been the same. Our defense has been tough. They've not allowed any points. They're getting us the ball back in good situations to score, and our offense is taking advantage of it. We've had games this year where offense has struggled early and, just taking a little bit longer to click and, doing different things, but our defense has been consistent. Our defense is a tough defense. They're gritty. They're well coached. Our coaches do a great job of game planning and scheme and getting our kids bought into the weekly game plan, and our kids take it and they apply it. And we've seen that week in and week out.
Turnover margin is a stat that coaches look at, and obviously you have to take care of the ball in order to be good on that, but you also have to create takeaways, and your defense has done that, whether it's through fumbles or interceptions, and we saw that the other day against Malvern on Saturday. Your defense, and it really kind of got you going against Ashdown 2 games ago. The defense forces something, offense takes advantage of it, and the game kind of goes from there.
Yes, and that's something that we take pride in is taking care of the football. Offensively, we take care of the football. We do not turn the ball over much. Or have not up to this point. We want that to keep going. But historically we have not. We take pride in that. And then defensively, our defense has done a great job of turning offenses over and getting the ball out and just getting us the ball back in different ways. We've got a DB that's got 5 interceptions on the year. We've got a lot of forced fumbles and fumble recoveries in the box. D-line and linebackers. So just creating those turnovers and the turnover difference has been huge for us.
Now let's go to the offense, and we don't want to downplay what the offense has done, because it's great to create turnovers, but if the offense doesn't take advantage of those situations, it doesn't really help as much as it could. Your offense has done that, but they've also put drives together. Some have been long drives, some have been quick drives. You had a drive against Malvern. It was 16 plays, 69 yards, and now that was including several penalties on both teams. But still, your offense has taken advantage of situations both with long fields and short fields. Yes, and a big attribute to that is the players that we've got. We can score a lot of different ways. We're about 50-50 run-pass right now, and our touchdowns are about the same. I think we're a little bit more heavy on the pass when it comes down to who scores. But, we've got players that – and our offense is built this way to be versatile, to be able to score multiple ways and get – a lot of different players the ball in different situations, and that's really what it comes down to. It's so situational. But yes, we can put long drives together and score if we need to. We can run the ball every down if we need to. We can throw the ball every down if we need to. We can mix it up. I mean, it's just really what the defense has given us, and we attack it. And that's what happened Saturday against Malvern. It's a rivalry game. We talk about not get too high, too low. But then in that second half when it was 28-6 at halftime, and then you come out and get one defensive stop, the offense goes and scores. And that kind of, and for all intents and purposes, kind of sealed the game. Yes, it did. And we knew that coming out in that halftime, all we talked about was, yes, we had a great first half. But as potent as Malvern is and the rivalry and just everything that's on the line, we got to have a great second half. We got to start the second half just like we did the first half and score 0-0. We got to win the second half when the score 0-0 in the second half, and we did that. We came out the second half and just picked up right where we left off in the first half, and it really was a big team win for us. It was awesome. It was a good win and a good look in the new white uniforms. Oh, yeah. Saw a lot of comments about those. A successful debut, and I think the daytime had a little bit to do with that as well. So the Badgers finished the regular season 8-0, 49-13 win over Malvern, 4A7 conference champions, and now it's playoff time, and that's what we'll flip our attention to after the break. You're watching Arkadelphia Badger football. This interview brought to you each week by Austin Wingfield State Farm. Give them a call, 870-246-2162, or drop by 620 Pine Street in Arkadelphia on Monday to see how they can help you with your insurance needs. We'll be back and talk to Coach Shucker about tonight's first-round 4A state playoff game against the Clinton Yellow Jackets when the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show continues after this timeout on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says Go Badgers.
As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950. As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
Locally owned and operated, Java Primo is the official coffee house of ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. In addition to coffee, drinks, and desserts, we also have wonderful options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shop our gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com or visit us on Main Street in historic downtown Arkadelphia. Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more says Go Badgers!
Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler says Go Badgers!
Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker are proud sponsors of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Dr. Gary and Rob Rucker supporting the Badgers since 1996.
Get real attention on your auto insurance. Get real auto, home, and life insurance. Get Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554. Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show. Chris Babb with Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker. This interview brought to you by Austin Wingfield State Farm. Coach Shucker, we begin the 4A state playoffs tonight. All around the state, teams are trying to advance to next week and eventually on December 10th get to War Memorial Stadium. Only two will do that, and half the teams who play tonight will be packing up the locker rooms, tomorrow or Monday or later tonight. Tonight's opponent, Clinton. 5th seed from the 4A4 conference, but this team is 7-3. Yeah. They were 5-3 in their conference, and they're the 5th seed because there were 5 teams over 500. So when you see 5th seed and 1 seed, a lot of people could kind of get mixed up in that. But Clinton is 7-3 and 5-3, not a typical 5-seed record.
They're not at all. They're a very good football team. They're physical. They're very good on offense. They put up a lot of points, and then they turn around and play defense, physical as well. I mean, they're in that conference. Everybody's running the football, and you have to be physical to be able to withstand it, and that just shows you how big they are on offense. They've got a big offensive line. They've got some big skill kids. They're going to run the wing tee. They're going to get in the shotgun and run the gun tee a little bit. They'll get in a 10 personnel look and kind of look like us at times, but they're going to run the ball. I mean, that's just really what it comes down to. They're going to run the ball. They're just going to do it in different ways, but ultimately they're a wing tee team, and they're coming at you. I mean, they got some big guys up front. They're going to get downhill, and they're going to try to pound it all night. And so our defense has got to match the physicality and exceed the physicality, which we've done all year. But it's just one of those things where you got to do it again and again and again all night for 4 quarters until that the game's over. I mean, really, they're not going to change what they do. And offensively, what we've got to do is we've got to go make plays. They're going to man us up. They're going to add to the box and try to disrupt us in the pass game and the run game. And they're going to try to man us up on the edge and make our receivers go make plays, which we feel like we can do. We just got to go do it.
You mentioned they score a lot of points, and in the coaches show we put the graphic up of their schedule to this point. There have been a few 50-point plus games, several where there's 40 or more points. This is a team that 3 weeks ago, when you start trying to see who's going to finish where, I know coaches and players don't do that, but we can do that as fans. Clinton was not the team that was looking like they're going to be the fifth seed. Lost 2 of their last 3 games, so this is not a team that expected to be here, which means that they want to show that they shouldn't be here.
That's right. I mean, they feel like they're better than a 5 seed. I don't disagree with them.
Right.
They're not your typical 5 seed team that you usually get in the first round playoffs, and we're starting the playoffs with a good team. We're excited about it. We love playing worthy opponents, and they are.
Take a look at tonight. Obviously, weather's been a factor the last 2 weeks. We've gone 2.5 years and hadn't worried much about weather. But obviously, tonight there is the chance of rain as we get closer to kickoff, and it's just kind of another thing that your teams had to deal with situations all season, and can't do anything about the weather. So you just got to play through it. I would imagine it doesn't change your game plan very much. It's just more of a concentration, have to make plays.
That's exactly right, and our coaches know it. Our kids know it. Really, weather doesn't affect us much. We don't have an indoor, so if it's raining, if it's not lightning, we're outside practicing in it. We don't have anywhere else to go. Rain does not get us off the field, and our kids know that. They're just built that way. And, we have a saying, hey, a team wants to go play us in the parking lot, we'll go play in the parking lot. It doesn't matter what the condition is, what the situation, we'll just play. So, we practice that way. Just our whole mentality is that way. So I don't expect the weather tonight to, play into anything, how the game goes. We're just going to go do what we do.
Well, the Badgers and the Clinton Yellow Jackets just a few minutes away from kickoff. We thank Coach Shucker for taking his time out to join us each week as we get ready for kickoff. Coach, thanks for joining us. Good luck tonight, and go Badgers.
Thank you. Go Badgers.
The Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show will continue after this timeout. Each week this season, this interview is brought to you by Austin Wingfield State Farm. Give them a call at 870-246-2162 or stop by on Monday at 620 Pine Street and let Austin Wingfield State Farm help you out with your insurance needs. We'll be back with more of the Southern Bank pregame show after this timeout. You're watching ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
While you may not be a pediatric surgeon volunteering your topiary talents at a children's hospital, your life is just as unique. Your Raymond James financial advisor gets to know you, your passions, and the way you give back, so you can live your life. That's life well planned.
The Board of Directors at South Central Electric Cooperative believes in the necessity of high-speed internet access in rural South Central Arkansas. South Central Connect was created to fulfill a need other internet providers were not able to provide in our area. South Central Connect, through our local cooperative, brings the necessity of internet service to your house, much like they did electricity in the 1930s. Sign up today at southcentralconnect.net or call 855-269-3429.
Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show. Chris Babb along with Chase Hartzell as we bring you closer to kickoff between the Arkadelphia Badgers and the Clinton Yellow Jackets in the first round of the 4A state playoffs from All Care Field at Badger Stadium. Chase, just 6 days ago, it was not even a full week. You know, they got that fun Saturday game. The Arkadelphia Badgers really came out strong. Asserted themselves quickly, and the Badgers came out with a big 49-13 win over the Malvern Leopards to finish the regular season 8-0, undefeated in conference. But as Coach Shucker and I mentioned, none of that matters, because if you don't put it together again tonight, your season's over. It's playoff time.
That's right. This is the road to the rock now. Every game counts. If you lose, you go home, and that's it. Both teams know that, and they're both going to be firing on all cylinders here tonight, going to give it everything they've got, I'm sure. Arkadelphia looking to build off the momentum of a strong regular season. And, Chris, a little bit of deja vu here as it's a rematch of last year's first-round playoff matchup with Clinton.
It is. The Clinton Yellow Jackets under head coach Chris Dufresne, the 5 seed from the 4A4. And this is not your normal 5 seed team. 7-3 coming into the game, 5-3 in conference play, 9 teams in that conference, so each team played 8 conference games. So this is a team that can put points on the board. You heard Coach Shucker and I talking about that in the pregame show. This is a team that has scored probably average about 40 points a game. The last 2 of their last 3 games have not been as great, but this is a team that tries to take advantage of what they do offensively.
And it'll be interesting to see what this Yellow Jacket offense does against an Arkadelphia defense that has allowed about 13 points per game. You look at the conference schedule, they only allowed 10 points per game, the highest amount allowed to Malvern. And we talked about that, multiple college talents on that offense, and they held the Leopards to 13 points on their own turf in a rivalry game. So it's going to be an interesting battle there on that side of the ball, and Arkadelphia, of course, can put up some points themselves with the offense headed up by Donovan Witten, a great wide receiving core, and a good running back core as well.
The captains have made their way to their respective sidelines. You see Arkadelphia is on your screen from left to right. Courtney Brown, Jakiri Scott, Latonio Hughes, and Carter Babb, the 4 captains for Arkadelphia. For the Clinton Yellow Jackets, left to right when they get out there, Sheldon Louder, a senior offensive lineman, Spencer Bannister, Hunter Hewitt, and Brody Emberton. So the captains are making their way to midfield, and Chase, the Badgers, if they get the ball first, will want to come out and start quickly. That's been the formula for success. When they have quick starts, they tend to translate into quick first halves.
And that's really what gives your defense the confidence to carry into the rest of the ballgame. Arkadelphia's done a great job. We noticed it in non-conference a little bit that the offense had a few slow starts. That has not been the case over the last several weeks, and it's led to a lot of success. Same case at Malvern. Arkadelphia faced some adversity on that first drive. There was a 4th down situation early, but as the offense has done so many times this year, finding a way to punch it into the end zone and really get the momentum rolling right off the bat.
The officials are making their last adjustments and instructions to the teams. We'll have the coin toss in a minute, and then after this timeout, we'll have the Arkadelphia Badgers taking the field here at All Care Field at Badger Stadium. That concludes the Southern Bancorp pregame show, and we'll be back with kickoff. Jeff Root, Chase Hartzell. On the other side of this break, you're watching Arkadelphia BadgerFootballTV.com. We'll be back after this.
R&T Dixon's Exxon stores are proud to support this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Locally owned and operated by Randy and Tanya Dixon, we welcome you to visit one of our locations in Arkadelphia or Caddo Valley at each I-30 exit. We're also excited to open a bigger and better Tiger Mart at 10th and Pine in Arkadelphia next spring. R&T Dixon's Exxon stores say, "Go Badgers!"
And we're back at All Care Field, Arkadelphia, Arkansas, on the campus of Arkadelphia High School as the Badgers are getting ready for the first game of the playoffs. This is Jeff Root. Along with me is Chase Hartzell. Chase, we're expecting an outstanding football game tonight, and as you are watching on camera right now, folks, you're going to see an outstanding entrance by the Arkadelphia Badgers. A little bit different tonight.
A nice surprise. Coach Shucker has had this ace up his sleeve all week. Not too many people know about it, I think, going into this one, but it's going to be an exciting way to start off this playoff game. Arkadelphia will receive the opening kickoff, so we're going to get things rolling here following this huge entrance that we'll see in just a few moments.
All right, if you're in the kitchen getting a sandwich, come back to the screen. You're going to want to see this as the team enters the field here momentarily. And then we'll have some actual football here in just a moment as well. Just about a minute and a half from the actual kickoff. The team's gathered behind the banner, and we're excited about this. It's playoff time, right? So you do something special for the team, and we're about to see it, assuming everything works correctly. Arkadelphia just about set to come onto the field. Clinton is on the far side in the end zone. They're getting ready to hit their sideline as well. Arkadelphia back in the playoffs and the favorite, playing at home here in the first round. Have a chance to play at home for a while in the playoffs here in 4A this year as a result of being undefeated and all by themselves conference champions. And there we go. Yeah, that's a nice addition. I like it, Chase.
Nice little cold spark addition to the lineup, and I wanted to hold off until we had the surprise there, but Jeff, the Arkadelphia offense is going to look to get a spark going here to start off the ball game.
And that's a sparky start for you, I would say, Chase. That's great. And by the way, it is not the kind of spark that's going to burn the new turf. So no, if you're watching, don't worry about that. Everything is safe. All right, so Arkadelphia and Clinton about to get started. You were talking in pregame, really important point about this team. You don't see 5 seeds with a 7-3 record very often, but that's the case for this team.
Clinton is a very talented squad. They're capable of putting up a lot of points, but this is an Arkadelphia offense that can put up a lot of points in their own right, and I was talking with Chris about this on the pregame show as well. It's going to be interesting to see that matchup, the Arkadelphia defense versus the Clinton offense. You look at this offense, they put up 40 points in the game several times this season, but Arkadelphia over the last several weeks in conference play and haven't even allowed more than 13. Somebody's got to give in this matchup, and it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top. But right now it's going to be the Arkadelphia offense taking the field first following this opening kickoff.
You have to feel like that's a real advantage for Arkadelphia to get the ball first, have a chance to take a lead in this game. Arkadelphia has, of course, a high-powered offense, and it is not raining. Of course, we heard Coach Shucker say that the rain doesn't affect them that much. They practice in the rain when it rains. During practice, they're out there in the rain. They're accustomed to it, but probably an advantage to have a dry football, and they're going to have that at least for a while tonight. Here is a short bouncing kickoff. It is going to be picked up at the 35, returned to the 40, 45, 47-yard line. First down and 10, Arkadelphia.
And that was Jaquavis Purifoy scooping up the ball there. And a nice little return on a line drive squib kick that time. Purifoy caught it in stride and got some nice yardage all the way up near midfield.
So they're going to spot it right at the 47. Arkadelphia with very good field position to get started. Badgers love to have the ball first. It's nice sometimes to have it to begin the second half, but Arkadelphia wants to put this game away as soon as it can, wants to get a good start here. On first down, low snap, it's picked up in a running play. Here's Reed, and he's got room. To the 50, to the 40, he might go. He's at the 30, to the 20. Kyle Reed to the end zone. Touchdown, Arkadelphia.
Well, how about that for a spark to start out the playoff game? 53-yard run from Kyle Reed. And, Jeff, we mentioned it all season long. Great separation there up the middle caused by that Arkadelphia offensive line. They gave Reed a perfect hole to run through, and it was off to the races. That was a foot race. Reed was winning all the way, and Badgers already on top with just 17 seconds off the clock.
Brock Curry, the senior, on for the extra point attempt. He has done a super job this year. Beautiful work last week, and he's set for the kick. Good hold by Babb. Kick is up, and the kick is perfect. It's Arkadelphia 7, Clinton 0, and there's 11:43 left in the first quarter. We are only 17 seconds into the game. A one-play, 53-yard drive for the touchdown, and Arkadelphia leads it early. We'll be back with the kickoff after this.
Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters is locally owned and operated by James and Tara Rollins, who were both raised here and continue to be active in our community. Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters offers a variety of services from engine and transmission replacements to brakes, front end alignments, tire repair and replacement, and engine diagnosis on most makes and models. Stop by Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters at 1802 Pine Street or give them a call today at 870-210-5269. Supporting Arkadelphia for years, Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters says, Go Badgers!
Clinton has had difficulties this year defending against the run, but I think they came in more worried about the pass tonight with Donovan Whitten at quarterback, and yet a handoff on the first play of the drive is a 53-yard touchdown run for Kyle Reed, the sophomore, and Arkadelphia has an early 7-0 lead. Badgers set to kick off. Couldn't ask for a better start, Chase.
Well, now Clinton going to try to respond here, but as you mentioned, Jeff, perfect play call to start out the ball game, and that's what happens when you have so many weapons at your disposal. Arkadelphia has so many different players that they can go to. Caught the defense off guard, and Badgers already on top.
High kickoff. It is going to be returnable, and taking it to the left side, hitting the hash mark, now the sideline, and not making it to the 20-yard line is the return man for Clinton. On the return for the Yellow Jackets was Landon Rose. He is a junior, 5'10", 165, but he was not able to hit full speed because he couldn't find a hole to run through. Good coverage, as always. Really good kickoff coverage, especially last week against Malvern and now here again.
That's been the story all season long for the special teams unit for Arkadelphia. You know, sometimes you don't see as much effort on the special team side of the ball. For Arkadelphia, it's the complete opposite. They're always rushing to the ball as a team, and we've seen them pin back opponents inside their own 20-yard line to start off many drives. Same case here.
All right, running formation, but they can pass from this, and they'll try a trick play on first down, but hit and sacked back at the 11-yard line is the young man who wanted to throw deep, but the Badgers covered that trick play, and Brody and Burton had nowhere to throw the ball.
And Max Wilson was the man who got to the ball carrier that time. Should go down as a sack, but a great start to the night for the senior, who was really one of the key parts in that victory over Malvern in the Ouachita River Rumble. Made a lot of key plays early in the game and down the stretch as well.
Loss of 7 to the 11-yard line. It's 2nd and 17 for Clinton, and they are not looking forward with this running formation to have a long-distance play. Now the officials throw a flag, and it's going to be encroachment against Arkadelphia, so they get 5 yards back. It'll be 2nd down and 12. They'll put the ball at the 16-yard line. We do know they can throw from this formation, but it is a running formation, and you see quite a bit of this, and especially some of the smaller schools in Arkansas, but you do see it at 4A level certainly too. So 2nd down and 12 now for Clinton, and they're going to line up. They do have a tall receiver wide to the left, top of your screen. That's Brody Imburton. And he's going to go for a deep pass, and they're going to throw it to him. Down the sideline, he's fighting for the ball with his right hand. A flag goes down. Now he thinks it'll be defensive interference, but he was holding off the defender as well, so I'm not sure which way this will go. The pass was too high for him. He couldn't pull it in. And the officials are having a conversation. And it is against Arkadelphia. Pass interference against the Badgers gives Clinton the 1st down. He was well covered, but the hands, I thought first with the receiver and then with the defender. Call goes against Arkadelphia from the 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Clinton lines up. Quick give to the fullback. Not a lot of space, Chase. It's hard to make yardage against that interior line of Arkadelphia.
And we've seen few runs up the middle against this Arkadelphia defensive line. As you mentioned, Jeff, not really a lot of holes up the middle. You usually see teams try to get some yardage around the edge, but the thing about Arkadelphia is they're so good at covering the run with their linebackers in their secondary that there's not few options to the outside as well.
2nd down, 7 yards to go. This offense for Clinton has been a prolific one this year. That's why they've got 7 wins. They're going to give to Widener to the left side. He's got some yardage after contact. He's the biggest, strongest player in this offensive backfield. They use him at receiver at times, but at 195 and 6'2", he's a tough player for them. Maybe their scrappiest player, maybe their best player, but he does go down up to 38 for a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down and 3. To the line of scrimmage comes Clinton. Badgers line up defensively. 3rd down and a long 3, about 3.5. They're going to go with a handoff. To the left side it goes. He's fighting for a 1st down. Just depends on the spot, and they might give it to him. On the carry that time for Clinton with some good lead blocking, it was Spencer Bannister with the 1st down.
So some good momentum now going for the Yellow Jackets. They got the 1st down off of the penalty, and that time needed no assistance getting the 1st down. Arkadelphia, again, is pretty good at covering the ground game, but we have seen a few runs broken off to the outside. It looks like that's what the Yellow Jackets are trying to do here, trying to get to that left side.
Running play. There's a hit about 2 yards in, but he's going to struggle and make some extra yardage. Good, tough running by the backs here for Clinton, and they run several guys in that backfield. They're going to spot the ball short of the 50. They'll mark it at the 48-yard line, but that's a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4.
And this is an offense that does like to take its time. We've seen them put up plenty of points all season long, but in a game like this with a talented Arkadelphia offense, they're probably going to try to limit the opportunities that Donovan Witten and his group have.
Give it to the fullback. He's hit immediately. Will just make it to the 50. So a pickup of only a couple that time. Third down coming.
And kind of an old school play call there. You don't see the fullback dive too often anymore in high school and college football, but we saw the fullback's number called that time, and it went forward for a couple of yards.
Clinton doesn't have quite as much size on the offensive line as they had when Arkadelphia played them last year. Clinton had a 14-7 lead at one point in the first half last year, and then Arkadelphia really poured it on after that. And a keeper that I don't think got there, Chase. This depends on the spot, but I think he might be a little bit short. We might be seeing fourth down. Yeah, he's going to be almost a yard short, maybe 3/4 of that. So it's fourth and very short, and right at midfield or just past it. I don't think there's any doubt they're going to go for it.
This is well within 4-down territory, and for the Yellow Jackets trying to make a statement on the road, this is a chance to do it right here, keep the drive alive, because you know they want to keep that Arkadelphia offense off the field and have a chance to put up points of their own.
Quarterback keeper, he didn't get much, but it just depends on the spot. Knee went down pretty early, so let's see where the spot is. Arkadelphia thinks that they have held. Is that the case? Ooh, it's a decent spot. And it's a first down. Goodness gracious. I thought a knee went down early enough he might not have it, but that was a quarterback keeper for the first down. The quarterback is Joby Chalk, and he was able to fall forward and make that first down.
And Chalk is a young man that the Yellow Jackets utilize in a lot of ways, one of the senior leaders on this team. He's not afraid of contact. He's got quite a bit of size himself, and sometimes, like you saw earlier in the game, he was actually on special teams blocking for the returners.
They'll line up on first down from the Arkadelphia 48-yard line. Here is a running play, trying to make it around the corner. He'll break one tackle and then be brought down hard. Vandenberg made the tackle, but it's a gain on the plays. He broke one tackle and got inside the 45. They'll mark it at the 43-yard line.
Bannister with a good run to the outside. Again, the Yellow Jackets, that's where they're going to try to go, and Nick Williams unable to wrap him up that time. That speaks to the strength of Bannister because, Jeff, we've talked about it all season long. Williams, one of the strongest form tacklers on this Arkadelphia defense.
Split to the left, top of your screen, Brody and Burton. He is tall, but they're not going to run this play. They're going to hand off, and that's going to be Widener fighting for yardage just to get back to the line of scrimmage. He's not going to make it. Big loss on the play. Third down and long coming. They're going to spot the ball back at the 48, the original line of scrimmage.
Well, that's a sight that Coach Kaiser and Coach Shucker are both going to be happy to see. As Coach Shucker likes to say on the Coach's Show, you saw a lot of blue jerseys swarming to the ball that time. Led that time by Katie Young, it looked like, from up here. Just a strong defensive effort that time from the Arkadelphia defensive front. And now third and long for the Yellow Jackets.
Arkadelphia lines up defensively. They are going to throw it. They'll throw it deep to their tall receiver who falls down on the play, and this time I do not see a flag. He just slipped.
And that time it looked like Brody Emberton, who was the intended receiver, just received a little visit from the turf monster as he tripped up near what would have been the first down. He was looking for the flag that time, but as you mentioned, Jeff, it looked like he just got tripped up that time. Kelber Middleton with good legal contact, and also something nicely he did that time too. He was turning his body back towards the ball. That's another great way to avoid a pass interference call.
He's a tall receiver now at the bottom of your screen. He's 6'4". Fourth down and 10. They'll go for it. He wants to throw. Again, that same receiver. He's got the catch, but that's not going to be enough for a first down as Arkadelphia quickly makes the tackle just at the 40-yard line. Arkadelphia takes over on downs.
And a great job there by the Arkadelphia defense, bending but not breaking. Yellow Jackets get into enemy territory, but Arkadelphia doing a good job that time of knowing where the first down markers are. Yellow Jackets had a man that time, but the defense was able to wrap him up before he could get past that first down marker. And now another chance for the Arkadelphia offense, who's only ran one play up to this point. It was a good one, though, 53-yard run for a touchdown.
Arkadelphia, no running backs in the formation this time. They'll throw the ball for the first time tonight. There's a completed pass, a broken tackle to the 50, to the 45. This is Trip Campbell to the 35, to the 34-yard line. Beautiful run after the catch.
And Arkadelphia's going to run the hurry-up offense here, but Trip Campbell so good at running his routes that time, able to make a few men miss after the catch too as well, and that's going to be good enough for a Welch Funeral Home first down.
I'll spot it right at the 34-yard line. 26-yard gain on that pass, reception, and run. And they're going to fake the handoff and throw it. Witten's looking long. He looks for the end zone. He's got an open receiver. That's an Arkadelphia touchdown.
Evan Bailey with the touchdown catch to start out the game. Beautiful route that time. He was untouched as he went to the end zone. Beautiful ball by Donovan Witten on that play. He had a little bit of pressure up front, but he was able to see his man downfield, stuck with it, and made a beautiful pass. Bailey able to catch it in stride, and he walks into the end zone for the second Farm Bureau touchdown of the night for Arkadelphia. Now looking to go up by a full 2 scores here with a PAT from Brock Curry.
Here's Curry's attempt. He has kicked very well. Snap is good, the kick is up, and the kick is also good. It's Arkadelphia 14, Clinton 0, 5:01 left. We're in the first quarter. Arkadelphia will kick off when we come back after this word.
Now managed by the Van Dorn Group, Sonic of Arkadelphia is ready to get involved in the Arkadelphia community. With the goal of making improvements to the Arkadelphia restaurant, the Van Dorn Group is committed to making Sonic of Arkadelphia one of the best around. Stop by Sonic of Arkadelphia today for a Route 44 slush or drink to go with the great Sonic burgers, tater tots, or french fries. Top it off with your favorite ice cream treat. Visit Sonic of Arkadelphia on 10th Street today and tell them thanks for their support of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
The Arkadelphia offense has 113 yards of total offense so far. Chase, they've done that on 3 plays.
And all great results. You had 2 Farm Bureau touchdowns, 1 Welch Funeral Home first down on that last drive. Donovan Witten, it only took him 2 plays to air it out for 60 yards, capping off the drive with that touchdown reception by Evan Bailey. What a moment for the junior here in the postseason.
Here's the kickoff, returnable from inside the 5. Very good kick. He's to the 15, won't make it to the 20. Once again, the coverage is right there for Arkadelphia.
A little bit more of an opportunity there for the Yellow Jackets. They were able to move the ball up a couple of extra yards from the past attempt on a return, but once again, Arkadelphia swarming to the ball, able to catch up to the ball carrier and pin him back inside the 20. Yellow Jackets will have it at about the 18-yard line to start out this drive.
Yeah, let's call it the 19. It's in the middle of the field, but we'll say the 19-yard line. First down and 10 for Clinton. They made a couple of first downs on their own and one by penalty on their first possession, but turned it over on downs. Here's a catch and a nice run after the catch. Good gain on first down. That is Landon Rose on the catch and the run. Second down and short coming.
Short, effective route again for Clinton going to the right side. We've seen that on the last couple of passing plays for the Yellow Jackets. We'll see if Arkadelphia adjusts here or if Clinton changes up the game plan a little bit, trying to keep the defense on their toes.
8-yard gain on the pass reception.
2 backs in the backfield. Widener is a dangerous player lined up behind the right tackle, but they're going to go to the tailback who's hit immediately, and the Badgers just eat that play alive as that defensive line is absolutely ready. So 2nd and 2 turns into 3rd down and 3.
Looks like it was just a little bit of miscommunication that time on the blocking as well. The ball carrier ran right into his man that was blocking for him, and that little momentary lapse right there allowed the defense to get right in and make the tackle. Max Wilson, one of the leaders in on that play, but really, again, a team effort as the defensive front swarming to the ball. And now Clinton facing 3rd down deep in their own territory.
Quarterback goes to the shotgun. Chalk waits for the snap with a running back to his right, and he will hand off, trying to come wide and make yardage. He's hit in the backfield and will lose yardage. What a fine tackle. Is that Williams on the tackle? I think it is.
It is. Nick Williams does such a great job of bringing down the ball carrier. He knows how to adjust to all of these different situations. That time, he knew that he wasn't going to be able to get a front-facing tackle, so what does he do? He wraps him up by the legs in the open field. But it's exactly what he needed to do as he was able to get the tackle for loss. And now Clinton more than likely going to have to punt the ball away here, as now we see the punter backing up.
They're going to back it up and punt it. Williams backs up. He wants to return it. The kick is going to be fielded, dropped, picked up, and tackle is made, but Arkadelphia has the possession at its own 44-yard line. They did have to punt after a gain of 8 on first down, a loss of 1, and then a loss of 2 more. They have to punt the ball away, and Arkadelphia has its 3rd possession.
And we'll see how Arkadelphia starts out this drive. You've had 1 good run from Kyle Reed for 53 yards. Donovan Witten has hooked up with his receivers twice for 60 yards and a touchdown. So plenty of ways that Arkadelphia has been able to hurt this Yellow Jacket defense thus far.
Arkadelphia lines up offensively. Kyle Reed is the running back next to his quarterback. They'll send a man in motion. That's Babb, and they're going to hand it to Reed. Reed coming in your direction to the bottom of the screen. He's got a corner. He cuts it. He cuts the 50 and then knocked down just before he's got first down yardage. I think they'll mark him a yard short, Chase, but another good gain.
And we have a penalty flag down at the end of the play. Not sure what this is for, but another successful run there for Kyle Reed, hopefully not coming back. It looked like it was a dead ball foul at the end of the play, but not sure who this one is on.
The officials discuss it, and here is the official call. He should be making it soon. They're spotted the ball a yard short of the first down, but let's see where the ball is going to wind up after the penalty is marked off. We don't know who it's against yet. Now there's another conversation going on, three of the officials, and so we don't have a signal yet. And here's the verdict.
A dead ball foul.
Personal foul against Clinton, and that's going to help Arkadelphia a little bit more. Instead of 2nd and 1, it'll be 1st down and 10, and that's going to push the ball deep into Clinton territory. They're going to put the ball at the 32-yard line of Clinton. 1st down, Arkadelphia.
It's going to be a Welch Funeral Home 1st down here following the penalty, and Clinton's going to have to be careful here as it looks like their body language has slumped down a little bit. They don't look as confident as when they walked out on the field. That's something that Arkadelphia is going to capitalize if they see that weakness.
Two receivers, top of your screen. Babb in motion. Trip Campbell still at the bottom of the screen. Ball bounces back to the quarterback, but he gets it, throws it to Reed. Reed's hit at the 30-yard line, but he's going to hold his ground. Forward progress right at the 30. Gain of only a couple.
And that was a good job there of Witten adjusting on the fly, really showing that senior experience as he was able to pick up the low snap and still throw the ball off for a couple of yards. A nice little route there by Reed, too, on what looked to be a halfback screen.
Tight formation for Arkadelphia this time. Let's see what they'll do on this formation. Going to be a pitch. A little end-around play. There's some yardage across the 25. Ooh, that's almost a late hit, but not called. It's going to be Latonio Hughes on the carry, and it's 3rd down, but now 3rd down and short.
And we saw the Badgers give the ball to Hughes on the sweep a couple of times against Malvern, and it worked pretty effectively. Same case here. Not quite enough for the 1st down, but Arkadelphia now with a 3rd and very manageable.
3rd down, 2 yards to go. Three receivers, top of your screen. Trip Campbell to the bottom of your screen. They'll throw to the top of the screen. They're looking for a touchdown, and it is tipped high in the air. And, almost caught on the rebound by Evan Bailey deep, but he couldn't pull it in. So it is 4th down, 2 yards to go.
And that was just a solid defensive play on the ball that time by Clinton's secondary. You got to give some credit to Evan Bailey, though, for sticking with that ball. He almost came up with it off the tip. He was sticking with it all the way. It was just outside of his reach. And now it's going to be 4th and short for Arkadelphia.
Badgers need 2 yards. They look to the sideline. Kyle Reed is to the left of his quarterback. Trip Campbell is alone at the bottom of the screen, but they'll run, and they'll make a 1st down. To the 20-yard line goes Kyle Reed. The sophomore has a 1st down by a couple of yards, and the Badgers are knocking on the door of the red zone.
Another Welch Funeral Home 1st down as Reed gets some good blocks up front by the Arkadelphia offensive line. And Reed, as he's proven so many times, he's so dangerous when he gets some space up the middle. And that time got some really solid yardage. Now Arkadelphia right there on the edge of the red zone.
Pass play, Witten throwing deep. He's got a man there. Touchdown, Arkadelphia ran right by the cornerback, and another touchdown for Bailey.
Evan Bailey on his way to a career night here in the first game of the postseason. 2 touchdowns already. Got a little bit of redemption from that play earlier on the drive. And Arkadelphia already up by 3 scores here in the first period after yet another Farm Bureau touchdown.
20-yard touchdown pass, Witten to Bailey. Second connection of those two tonight. Arkadelphia has a 3-touchdown lead. Here's the extra point by Curry. Beautiful-looking kick, and it is right between the uprights. Arkadelphia 21 and Clinton 0. 51 seconds remain in the first quarter. This first quarter is sponsored by Taylor King Law. We'll be back after this.
51 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
The Board of Directors at South Central Electric Cooperative believes in the necessity of high-speed internet access in rural South Central Arkansas. South Central Connect was created to fulfill a need other internet providers were not able to provide in our area. South Central Connect, through our local cooperative, brings the necessity of internet service to your house, much like they did electricity in the 1930s. Sign up today at southcentralconnect.net or call 855-269-3429.
Took 9 plays this time, but Arkadelphia got its third touchdown on 3 possessions, and this time it covered. Let's see. I'm looking at about 60 yards. Let me check the distance on that. But a good drive for Arkadelphia in the touchdown.
Meanwhile, Clinton on the live drive return, and for the first time tonight, the Yellow Jackets have gotten a kick return up past the 20-yard line to about the 21. That was a line drive kick that time from Brock Curry, and that's where the Yellow Jackets will set up to start their next drive.
So from the 22-yard line, first down and 10. Had a little stat mistake on my part there, but that was the longest drive of the evening so far for Arkadelphia for that touchdown, or right at the same length as the second touchdown. And it results in a 21-0 score. Clinton comes back to the line of scrimmage. The Yellow Jackets have made a few first downs tonight, but not come close to a score so far. They're going to run the ball. No, a nice play-action pass across the middle, incomplete, over the head of Widener, who was the intended receiver, just out of the hands of the safety behind him.
And Widener has such a size advantage, really, at the wide receiver position. You very rarely expect to see balls go over his head like that, so it looked like the secondary was a bit surprised by that, too. Couldn't adjust to the deflection in time. But still a good job there by the Arkadelphia defense, forcing enough pressure to force the errant pass. And it's going to be second and long now for Clinton.
On second down and 10, Clinton looks to the sideline. He's under center, but he only has one back behind him this time. So they changed the formation, gone with an extra tight end instead of the 2-back offense and the wing back. Now they're going to look to the sideline again and have to call timeout. Clinton has called timeout to talk about it. A little confusion on the offense, and they will call timeout with exactly 39 seconds left in the first quarter. It is Arkadelphia 21, Clinton 0. We'll be back after this.
You belong at Patterson Federal Credit Union. No matter your financial needs, Patterson has products to help. We offer all types of accounts, savings, Christmas club, and a variety of checking accounts, including one specially tailored to teenagers. Certificates and IRAs are also available. If you're in need of a loan, we can help you with auto, recreation, personal, and home loans. Patterson Credit Union has several strategies to help build or repair credit, including our own credit card program, credit builder loans, and financial counseling. We're proud to have served Clark County for 65 years and look forward to many more years to come. Join us soon. You belong here.
Clinton lined up for a play on second down and 10 from its own 22-yard line, and then they looked to the sideline for the play. And then when they looked to the sideline for the second time, their coach called timeout. So they talked about it, and they'll come back to the line of scrimmage. They do have some very fine seniors, including their quarterback, Joby Chalk. And he's going to line up this time, I believe, in the shotgun. Yeah, they're going to line him up in the shotgun. Widener is a strong receiver. He's going to line up wide to the right, but they'll throw to the left side and overthrow the intended receiver, not close to him as he had not turned around to look for the ball yet.
And right now, this Arkadelphia defensive front really doing a good job of getting into the quarterback Chalk's head a little bit, as he hasn't been able to connect on these last couple of plays as he'd hoped, and there seems to be some miscommunication going on. I think a lot of it is due to that pressure, but you also have to wonder, too, if that's a chemistry issue over there on the Clinton sideline as well.
Are you saying they have erased Chalk? Oh, I had to do it. You did it first, Chase. You did it first.
I think you went up me there.
Third and 10 for Mr. Chalk and his offensive lineup for the Yellow Jackets. They want to run, and there's not much there. A good defensive effort. This is the pattern for the Arkadelphia defense. It has been for some time, Chase. They want a lot of people, hats on the ball. They really pursue the ball well.
And it's always been a team effort flying to the ball. Coach Shucker talks about that all the time, and it looks like that's going to be the final play here of the first quarter, is more than likely the Yellow Jackets are going to let the clock run out here. Just about 5 seconds left to go in the period.
And this is going to do it. We've reached the end of the first quarter tonight. It's Arkadelphia 21 and Clinton 0. We'll be back with second quarter action after this word from our sponsors.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
A year ago, Clinton and Arkadelphia played in the first round, and Chase, Clinton actually had a lead for a little while in the first half before Arkadelphia won it by 30 points last year. Not happening tonight. Badgers up 21-0 after one quarter.
And you have to wonder if the Badgers remember how last year's game started, if that was at the front of their mind going into this one, as Arkadelphia took no chances trying to get out on top. Thus far, everything's been executed to perfection. And now the offense is going to get another chance to get the ball.
Line drive kick and a return opportunity for Williams. He's to the 50, makes a cut to the 45, down the sideline to the 40, knocked out of bounds, but a nice return. That was a spiraling kick, and he caught it like a pass and had good room to run.
And Williams has got good hands. We've seen that in his coverage too. He's had an interception or two this season, and that time he had to adjust to the ball on the fly. As that one was coming in hot, a line drive punt. But he caught it in stride, and he made some really good yardage on the return that time. Credit both Williams for his speed getting to the outside, but also to the blocking that time too. Clean blocking at that, because most times you see punts like that get called back by one dirty block or something along the way. But that was not the case here. Just an all-around great special teams play there for Arkadelphia. And now Donovan Witten and his unit have got some great field position to start out this next drive.
37-yard line of Clinton. They'll pitch it to the right side, a little bit of room to run. He's to the 30. This is a run to the 25, and they'll knock Buckley out of bounds, his first carry of the night. And D'Angelo Buckley has a good one.
And Buckley had a good game against Malvern a week ago, scored a couple of touchdowns here, getting the Welch Funeral Home first down. But Arkadelphia poses another interesting challenge, Jeff, now as you go into the season. You had a couple of running backs vying for that spot. Now you have two really good running backs that can hurt you in a lot of different ways.
And here's a pitch, and they'll come to the left side. More good room. There is a run by Purifoy inside the 15. They'll mark him down at the 13-yard line, but that's a gain of 6. Arkadelphia has had two good runs, and it's second down and 4. They are now at the 13-yard line of Clinton. They do mark it right at the 13. Second down, and Arkadelphia lines up offensively. Witten looks to the sideline. They've gone to the run and made good yardage twice. We'll see what they do here. Buckley is with Campbell at the top of your screen. Now in motion comes Purifoy, and he's got the carry. He's to the 10. He's to the 7-yard line, and that will be enough for a first down.
Purifoy, one of the standouts in the sophomore class for the Badgers. He contributes to the offense in so many different ways. We've seen it on a couple of runs, going on a couple of sweep plays, but he also lines up as a viable threat in the passing game as well.
The ball's at the 7-yard line. First down and goal. They'll hand it to Buckley. Buckley hit at the 5. He'll make it to the 4, and that's all. A little bit harder right up the middle that time, but that's still 3 yards on first down. Second down and goal from the 4.
Number 22 running the ball.
Spot not as good as I expected. They're going to spot it at the 5-yard line, so a gain of only 2. Now they'll pitch it outside and come wide. Buckley cuts it up, and he's in. Touchdown Arkadelphia, Mr. Buckley.
Nice Farm Bureau touchdown that time from D'Angelo Buckley, his third in the last 2 games. We saw a similar play last week where he scored on the pitch play. It was to the left side, though, instead of the right. That time getting some strong blocking to the outside, and that opened up enough space for the running back to get right into the end zone. D'Angelo Buckley, one of those players, who had some injuries early in the season, but he's really bounced back strong here down the stretch and has made some key plays. Another key example of that right here.
Brock Curry on for the extra point attempt. The hold is down. The kick is up. The kick is right on target. It is Arkadelphia 28 and Clinton 0 with 10 minutes and 5 seconds left in the second quarter. Arkadelphia is just 1 score away from the good sportsmanship rule, and the Badgers have scored on all of their possessions. We'll come back with more action after this.
Imagine a place where children can feel safe, a place where kids are empowered and accepted. In this place, you are special. You are unique. You are loved. Imagine a place where you can have fun every single day. We are that place.
Five plays, and after that good punt return, and only a 37-yard drive was necessary. And Arkadelphia has a 28-0 lead, really dominating offensively and defensively tonight against the Yellow Jackets of Clinton High School. Return from the 4-yard line, he'll make the 20, and he'll be tackled as he crosses the 22-yard line. Must have had about 7 Badgers in on the tackle.
Cameron Scott fields the ball at the 4-yard line.
That voice you hear in the background is the longtime PA announcer for Arkadelphia, Steve Patterson. And he'll note, as we note, that he did not make the 20-yard line. They're going to call him down at the 18-yard line. So it's first down and 10 for Clinton at its own 18-yard line. On the first drive, Clinton took it at its own 18, got a first down on a pass interference, made a couple more first downs, but turned it over on downs near midfield. They have not been back to midfield since. They'll throw a pass into the flat. It's incomplete.
And the struggle's continuing here in the passing game for Clinton. 3 straight incompletions for Chalk. And really, they haven't been bad passes. They've either been drop passes or just miscommunications.
That pass intended for Venable. Bryston Venable, a junior, couldn't come up with it. Second down and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. This team is 7-3, but Arkadelphia has control of the game tonight on basically every snap. Running to his right, passing. There's a completion and a first down. That was a very good pass and a nice catch. Good execution. It was Emberton on the catch. That senior is 6'4". He's a big target, and he's got good hands.
Great job there by Chalk, sticking with his man, made the right read over the middle and was able to pick up a first down. And that's what you got to do in the playoffs. You know, you're going to face some tough situations like the one we saw there. He had 3 straight passes. They weren't bad passes, but they weren't quite caught by the wide receivers that time. It finally breaks through, and that's what you need. You just got to stick with the game plan going down the stretch.
On first down from the 29-yard line, he'll try to cut up the field but slip down as he is about to be tackled, and going down with a gain of 1 yard on the carry for Clinton was Spencer Bannister.
Chase
Vantelborg making the play that time. He was in hot pursuit as well if he hadn't have tripped up. We do have a score update from Ozark. Ozark and Mina playing right now. Mina, of course, a conference opponent of Arkadelphia. The winner of that game will face the winner of this game right here. Ozark on top right now, 14-0 in the second quarter.
Clinton sends a man in motion, rolling to his right. Now a pass back to the left, misdirection, but nowhere to go. Arkadelphia is going to force another loss. What a great reaction by the defense to a play that looked like it would go right and then came back left. Receiving the pass for Clinton was Dawson Burgess, but he had nowhere to go.
We'll see what the Yellow Jackets draw up here on 3rd and long. Haven't been too confident in the passing game thus far, as only one of the last 5 plays has gone for positive yardage through the air.
Tall receiver, top of the screen is Emberton. You got to figure he might be the target. He's their best receiver, and they need 13 yards for a first down. They'll throw short. He catches it, but he's not going to have anywhere near enough yardage for the first down. Hoping for some blocking and a chance to make it downfield. Emberton had not much yardage there. It's 4th down and 9.
That's a great job there by Arkadelphia, leaving no options downfield. Arkadelphia does give up a short pass that time, but they knew that he was well short of the sticks, and they were able to adjust on the fly, ran right to the ball carrier. It was minimal damage that time, and this far back in their own territory, it looks like the Yellow Jackets are going to be forced to punt the ball away yet again.
Yeah, Widener is their punter, and he is not in the same position as if he's going to back up and punt the ball, so let's see what's going to happen here. Might be that we'll see a timeout on 4th down and 9. And the officials do give the timeout to Clinton. So they'll talk about what to do on 4th and 9 from their own 30-yard line. 7:12 left. We're in the second quarter tonight. Arkadelphia 28 and Clinton 0. We'll be back after this.
Rise Counseling and Diagnostics is a member of the Pediatrics Plus family and offers behavioral health services to children, teens, and families. Their goal is to identify and address the needs of every client individually for their emotional, intellectual, social, and academic goals. Rise provides an array of individual and family counseling services as well as learning disability testing. You can receive services at the Pediatrics Plus Arkadelphia Clinic on 702 Hickory here in Arkadelphia or via telehealth. To learn more about how they can serve your family, visit riseforfamilies.com.
Looks like it might be a punting situation for Clinton. We're going to give you a score update, some of the other playoff games, especially the 4A games. We'll give that to you after this play. Now it looks like they might just go for it. Now they're going to back up into punt formation. Instead of Widener, it is going to be Emberton with the kick, and he kicks it very high and straight up. It'll bounce at the 45 of Clinton and take a backward snap or bounce back to the 42. Great field position for Arkadelphia. Chase, what do you have on scores?
A lot of updates on this side of the bracket. A few teams that Arkadelphia could be seeing in the next few weeks. Stuttgart, one of the standouts going into the season out of the 4A. They lead Crossit 21-0. Gentry playing Rivercrest tonight. Rivercrest, the home team in that one, leading 22-7 in the second quarter. And then it's a rematch of two 4A 7 schools, one of them still in the conference, one of them now a member of Clinton's conference in the 4A 4. That's Nashville and Bauxite, all knotted up at 7 in the second quarter. Riverview at Lamar tonight. Lamar leading that one 19-0, and then we are just about ready to resume action here.
At the 43-yard line of Clinton after a 13-yard punt, Arkadelphia lines up on first down at 10. Witten wants to throw the ball, throwing to the flat. He's got a wide-open receiver. This is Latonio Hughes, catches it at the 30. He's going to go down at the 28-yard line. First down and 10, Arkadelphia.
And that is Hughes' first catch of the night. Such a critical part of this passing game. You expect to see him record several catches throughout the course of the game, but thus far Arkadelphia's been getting a lot of help from a lot of different places.
15-yard play on that pass, and now here's a run. Buckley's going to get it across the 25, go up to the 23-yard line. Arkadelphia continues to move the ball through the air and running the football. Second down coming. Badgers need 5 more for a first down. They're going to pitch it. Wide it goes. Arkadelphia's had good room. Wide, it's good room again. He's going to slip down as he tries to make a cut inside the 10, but a first down and goal for Arkadelphia.
And you could tell that Buckley was frustrated because he saw nothing but green grass ahead of him, just got tripped up a little bit from behind. Still a great play call there from Coach Shucker. Again, that pitch play has worked pretty well for the Badgers over the past couple weeks. We didn't see it much before the Malvern game, but it's been working to perfection here tonight.
Buckley is the running back next to his quarterback. Witten wants to roll out, though, and it looks like he'll throw the ball. He does. It's in the end zone. It's a touchdown, Arkadelphia. The Arkadelphia Badgers with another touchdown, as standing in the end zone ready to make the catch for the Badgers was Purifoy.
Jaquavis Purifoy. How about that for a sophomore moment? First game in the playoffs as a member of the varsity squad. Coming up with the touchdown catch there on a nice route to the right side. It's another Farm Bureau touchdown for Arkadelphia, their 5th of the first half.
Extra point here would hit the 35-point mark, and so that would mean something in the second half when the good sportsmanship rule would take effect if there's a 35-point lead. So this extra point is important. It is up, and it is good. Arkadelphia 35 and Clinton 0. 6:47 left. We're in the second quarter. We'll be back with more after this.
Arkadelphia 35, Clinton 0.
Everyone's known for something. Ours is simple. At the Southwest Auto Collection and iDrive SWA.
I like that. I feel like I'm a DJ again.
Lowest price on America's best brands. Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, GMC, Buick, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. And we deliver anywhere in the state, plus tires for life. It really is that simple. Visit us today, the Southwest Auto Collection, I-30 exit 78 in Arkadelphia, or online at iDriveSWA.com.
or Clinton, offensively or defensively, but they'll send the offense back on the field, Chase.
And it'll be interesting to see how the Yellow Jackets bounce back from this early adversity. They've had some miscommunications early in the game, and you can see the body language not looking too great right now, but they're going to have to try and bounce back here if they want to try and get back into this ball game, or at least try to get some momentum rolling in their favor going into the locker room.
Once again, we're not in the good sportsmanship rule yet. That takes place in the second half. It's a 35-point lead. Right now it is. Could be more by halftime. Here's a running play to the right side. Arkadelphia will stop it after a gain of 3, maybe 4 yards on the play for Clinton. Might not be a surprise to see Clinton trying to get some yards on the ground, let the clock roll a little bit.
He is tackled by number 10,
He'll mark that as a gain of 4 to the 24-yard line. 2nd down and 6.
We're seeing plenty of energy here from both the home team and the home crowd here tonight in the first round of the playoffs. It's a little bit of a cooler night compared to the weather that we've had in recent weeks. Really feels like November football out here. But Badger Stadium is alive and well tonight.
Chalk at quarterback, looks to the right side, nowhere to throw. Now he throws deep. And it's well covered. Ooh, did he catch that and stay in bounds? He did. What a wonderful catch on the far side. Beautiful catch, and kept a foot in bounds to put the ball at the 50-yard line.
And that was Bannister coming up with the ball that time on the senior-to-senior connection from Chalk. Just a nice ball there by Chalk, getting it downfield, but an even greater catch by Bannister, not only coming down with the ball, but coming down with it in bounds, running down the right sideline. There was some great coverage there from Marvion Berry.
26-yard gain for Clinton. A beautiful pass, as you said, Chase. Now there's a run up the middle. Fullback's going to get 2, maybe 3 on the play.
So you'll have to wonder, after that last passing play, if that increases the confidence that the Yellow Jackets have in the passing game. They've gone to the ground a lot more over the past couple of drives after some miscommunications on what would have been wide-open passes.
The quarterback really put the ball in the right spot because there was good coverage on the play, but only the receiver had a chance. He went up and got the ball and kept a foot in bounds. Beautiful play to put it at the 50. 2nd down and 7 now from the Arkadelphia 47. Chalk wants to pass again. He's backing up, throws across the middle. There's another good catch across the 30 of Arkadelphia, and they're going to put him down at the 26-yard line. And that, once again, the same receiver. Really fine play on the catch for Clinton was Spencer Bannister.
And the coverage has not been bad from Arkadelphia on this drive. It's been pretty good, but Bannister's done a great job of creating separation, just enough to make the catch. And credit Chalk, he's made the right reads and thrown some beautiful balls downfield.
21-yard gain on that pass. This is the best field position of the night for Clinton. Here's a pass to the flat. Tried to get it back to Bannister, but led him a little too much. Incomplete.
It was intended for number 7, Spencer Bannister.
Got some new linebackers coming in for Arkadelphia. That's the strength of this defense, though. A lot of good linebackers. They have some depth at that position.
Got about 6 that play regularly, and all of them have made some big plays over the course of the season. That's not a depth that you see on every team here in the 4A in Arkansas, but that's the case here in Arkadelphia.
2nd down and 10. They'll run this time. Hit, but making yardage after the initial hit, close to a 1st down. Really good running, and you got to appreciate the Yellow Jackets here for not giving up down by 35. Venable on the carry.
Venable doing a great job there of not giving up on that play. There was some contact early. He was met at the line of scrimmage, but he kept fighting forward for extra yardage. Had some great vision there in the midst of all the chaos and was almost able to get the 1st down. Yellow Jackets just a yard or 2 short.
We're going to call that between the 17 and 18. We'll call it the 18. They need 2. 3rd down. Here's a carry up the middle. That's enough for a 1st down. Good work right up the middle and a 1st down for Clinton.
Number 22 carries the ball.
That time it looked like it was Landon Rose, the senior, lining up as the fullback that time. Clinton going to the old fullback dive for the 3rd and short situation. Textbook play, able to pick up the 1st down, and now Clinton with another opportunity here to keep the drive moving.
They're going to hand it back to the fullback. Good run to the 5. He's still running. He's to the 2-yard line, close to the 1. Really good comeback by Clinton here now. They're down by 35, so I don't think the game is in question for Arkadelphia. But the Badgers want to send this into the mercy rule and are in position to do that, and yet Clinton Here they come with a long and successful drive. First and goal at the 2.
And Clinton's got to be happy with the results of this drive thus far, as you mentioned, Jeff. Really found their stride not only through the air but on the ground. That's been the key here in the red zone.
Here is a run off tackle. Tackle is made close to the goal line. Arkadelphia is saying he did not get in, and I think the officials are going to agree on the carry was Landon Rose.
And Rose, the fullback, again there getting the ball. And he made a pretty nice run that time, but he's taken down just shy of the goal line. Credit the Badgers for holding him out.
Gain of 1 to the 1 yard line. They'll come back to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in this time. One's going to block, but the quarterback will keep it. And I think he got there. Let's see what the officials say. Touchdown for Clinton. Clinton is on the board with 1:41 left here in the second quarter.
Just a nice play call there from the Yellow Jackets. They'd gone to Rose a couple of times, so perhaps they're Arkadelphia anticipating the fullback, but that time Chalk taking the snap quickly and just pushing forward. He didn't have very far to go, but he was able to get past the Arkadelphia defensive front just enough for Clinton's first 6 points of the game.
Extra point attempt is in the air. Ooh, a big hit and a flag goes down. Just an accident there as they got into the kicker. The kicker, by the way, for Clinton is Steven Martinez. He is a senior. The kick was good, and that's going to count, and I think they're going to mark this off on the kickoff against Arkadelphia. But the kick was good. So the score is Arkadelphia 35 and Clinton 7, I should say. We're in the second quarter with 1:41 left, and we'll be back with the kickoff after this.
That will be assessed on the
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are on your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
A very impressive 80-yard drive in 10 plays for Clinton. They made the extra point as well, and penalty as Arkadelphia roughed the kicker, so they're going to have a short field to kick off to Arkadelphia. Might try an onside kick. We'll see. Arkadelphia does lead in the contest, though, 35-7 now. 1:41 left. We're in the second quarter. Martinez is all right. Bounced back up after he got hit following the extra point, and he will kick it short. Here's an onside kick. Arkadelphia looking for the football. It is going to be recovered by the Badgers. Dangerous play there. It looked like Clinton might have a chance, but instead Arkadelphia got the recovery, and the Badgers will have decent field position after the onside kick.
And that time Arkadelphia looked like they were waiting for it to get close enough to the plane. Yellow Jackets trying to stay back enough to make sure, but that little bit of hesitation that time allowed Arkadelphia to pounce on the ball. So credit the special hands unit there for the home team. And now Arkadelphia with a chance to put up a few more points on the board before we go into the break.
1:37 left, and Arkadelphia goes to its 2-minute offense. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers bottom of your screen, 1 to the top. Back to pass is Whitney. He's got a lot of time to throw across the middle, open receiver, and that's a pass received by Babb. He'll make it up to the 49-yard line. He went to the middle of the field, turned around, caught the pass, and got some yardage after the catch.
Babb ran his route well that time, and some nice footwork at the end of the play, too, to extend that Welch Funeral Home first down for an extra yard or 2.
Gain of 18 on the play. Witten wants to throw again. He'll come to the near sideline. That's a completion to Bailey. Bailey, a nice run after the catch to the 30, to the 20. He's down to the 15-yard line. Good job by Bailey not to just take the catch, but get the extra yardage afterwards.
Bailey's on his way to a monster game. The junior, if he hasn't already gotten there, has to be nearing the century mark on the night in receiving yards. Just been an incredible effort from him.
Ball spotted at the 18-yard line. Whitten wants to pass again. He looks to the sideline. He throws across the middle, and it is incomplete, just over the outstretched hands of Bailey, and that will stop the clock with 56 seconds left. Plenty of time for the Badgers.
One of the rare times tonight that Donovan Whitten has missed his target. He's done a very good job at making the reads here tonight. He's found Bailey a couple of times. He has 3 total touchdowns. 2 passing touchdowns to Bailey and 1 to Purifoy, as that time almost got a defender to jump off sides with the hard count.
Reed is the running back. To the right of his quarterback, Donovan Witten. Witten wants to pass again. He'll throw a short pass to Reed. Reed's got a blocker. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. That's a touchdown. Kyle Reed in Arkadelphia.
Touchdown, Arkadelphia.
Kyle Reed with another touchdown here, his second of the game, running the screen route that time and got some good blocks to the right side. And all of a sudden, Arkadelphia with another Farm Bureau touchdown. And how about Donovan Witten? 4 first-half touchdowns, as Arkadelphia has a chance to go up by 35 here with the PAT from Brock Curry.
Brock Curry is back out onto the field. He's perfect tonight. Here's the extra point attempt. Bab with the hold. The kick is up, and the kick is right down central. It's Arkadelphia 42, Clinton 7. 48 seconds remain. We're in the second quarter tonight. We'll be back. More of this great music after this.
In the first half, Arkadelphia 42.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo,
You what?
I devised a promo for you.
That's the deal.
This will be the last time it'll be this easy.
Surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets.
Cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo. It's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield in Arkadelphia today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
But there, that time, it looked like the ball carrier didn't quite have control of it. Ended up getting past him. And now the Yellow Jackets, you rarely see this for an offense to start out a drive, but following a full-blown kickoff, they're starting the drive within their own 10-yard line down at the 9.
Only one receiver in the formation. Let's see if they'll run it, and they will. The run up the middle is going to get some yardage, but Arkadelphia will bring him down at the 15-yard line. That's going to eat up some clock. No timeouts remaining. No, one timeout remaining for Clinton, but will they bother to take it? Let's see. 2nd down 3 coming after that run of 7 yards. Down to 20 seconds left, and the clock is still running. They don't appear to be interested in running another play here in the second quarter. Still in the huddle. Down to 9 seconds left. Arkadelphia is beginning to walk to the field house. And that is it. That's the end of the second quarter, and at halftime, it's Arkadelphia 42, Clinton 7. When we come back with the halftime report, it'll be Southern Bancorp bringing you a halftime conversation, statistics, and the Arkadelphia High School Band.
Price & Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
The following from their show called The West That Was, featuring the music of Michael Jackson's Earth Song, Cody Fry's Underground, the band Kansas, Dust in the Wind, Ennio Morricone's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and the Johnny Cash hit Ring of Fire. Soloists are Ayla Frazier, Sarah Miller, Jared Campbell, Michaela Gentry, and Calvin Clardy. Arkadelphia Public Schools would like to present to you tonight in the halftime performance that won them their 7th straight title, drum major Jancy Thomas and the Arkadelphia High School Badger Pride Marching Band. the Arkadelphia High School Badger Pride Marching Band. The Badger Pride Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Brandon Hanlon with assistance from Mr. Ryan Wilkerson, Mrs. Lori Hanlon, and Mr. Stephen Watson. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your support during this season of marching for the band. They appreciate it, and Arkadelphia High School appreciates it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have this announcement for you. Chicken Express of Arkadelphia has called and said that because the Badgers have implemented the sportsmanship rule at this game at halftime, they are going to feed the entire team and coaches this week free of charge at Chicken Express. We appreciate Chicken Express so much, such a great sponsor for Arkadelphia schools. The concession stand, under the direction of the band, would like to thank these folks tonight. Tonight they are featuring Fat Boys for loaded nachos and Chicken Express boxes, and those are $6 each. They also appreciate 10-Minute Quick Lube and Southern Bancorp and State Farm of Austin Wingfield and their staff there. All are helping our band and helping to sponsor them make it to these contests, to buy this equipment that they have, and to put on the excellent show that you just watched on the field. So go by, and if you're on the away side tonight, to visit the concession stand under your bleachers. And if you're on the home side, visit the home concession stand next to the main gate. And show your support for our band and for the wonderful.
A couple big catches by the running back and wide receiver Bannister. 2 catches, 47 yards. Rushing, offensively, they had 39 carries for just 49 yards. That's not even a yard and a half a carry. There were a couple lost plays in there as well, but shutting down Clinton's running game is the key. If you take a team out of what they like to do, then they're frustrated, and that's what we've seen, even though they did do a pretty good job passing there on that drive that led to the touchdown.
It is halftime. Arkadelphia 42, Clinton 7. You see on your screen that rain's starting to fall a little bit harder, and I believe this crowd's probably going to start thinning out just a little bit. Jim, thanks for the help there. I believe that we're going to have to bring it home without you the next couple of weeks, so we appreciate your work that you've done. It is the Southern Bancorp halftime show, and Jeff has mentioned a couple of times the bumper music we have going into the breaks. The couple of former Badgers have kind of gone a little bit Arkadelphia viral the last couple of weeks. Daryl Newbern, former Badger football player, who just happened to wear number 8 as well. Kind of took a 1990s song from the Rude Boys, "Written All Over Your Face," and he changed one word in the first word there and changed it to "Whitten All Over Your Face." And so that kind of went a little bit viral last week with Daryl singing that. Adrian Williams, the state champion track star from Arkadelphia, and his musical talents kind of took that a little bit this week and kind of made it his own. And then his nephew kind of put a little picture to it. So we've got a couple of minutes left, and we're going to go ahead and play this little montage that some Badger fans who have kind of gotten into the into this little good little run that Arkadelphia has had. And this is courtesy of inspired by Daryl Newbern and produced by Adrian Williams. This is "Whitten All Over Your Face." Jeff, pretty fun there as the instead of written all over your face, written all over your face, and then in the lyrics to the song say the word, you know, it's what it is for me, and Mr. Newbern changed it to touchdown, touchdown, touchdown is the word for me. And so we like to thank Adrian for sending that to me today. When we saw it circulating on Facebook, it was a lot of fun to see. And Jeff, it's just been an exciting season for a lot of these Arkadelphia Badger fans to kind of get behind this 2022 Badger football team.
Some great video there from games as well, and a great still shot there at the end of that, Chris. So what a creative thing. Way to go. I mean, that's we need a live performance of that at some point.
Next week, this South Central Connect and Southern Bancorp, we're supposed to have a big pregame festivities today, and another former Badger, TJ Nelson. Adrian and TJ were part of the if they were in school together, I'm sure they would have been on a 100-dash relay team together. TJ and Adrian would have been. But anyway, TJ Nelson, with his DJ business, he was going to be providing pregame entertainment. And so because of the weather, they canceled that and moved it to next week should the Badgers win. So it looks like next week we'll be able to have DJ TJ spinning the ones and twos. And maybe, you've had a little DJ experience tonight with the little bumper music, so you might be able to DJ Dr. J.
Man, I'm feeling like my teenage years here when I was working at the station and playing a little bit of the FM 100.9 Love Rock.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. But what year is that music from?
This was 1990.
1990?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Did it hit Casey Kasem's American Top 40?
It might have. We'll have to go look up the Rude Boys and see what it was. But thanks to Daryl Newbern for having fun with that, and Adrian Williams and his nephew for putting that together. It is the Southern Bancorp halftime show like we've probably never had before, but it was a fun one with the Arkadelphia High School Badger Pride Marching Band giving their state championship performance, the 7-time state marching champions from Class 4A. And the Arkadelphia Badgers are now making their way back onto the field. We've got a couple of minutes left till the third quarter, so that'll wrap up the Southern Bancorp halftime show just in time for the rain to start falling. And it is getting ready to get a lot cooler, folks. Football season is finally here, and it's kind of exciting to be able to say that as we enter the playoffs. We'll be back with the second half of action. Arkadelphia 42, Clinton 7. We'll be back with the third quarter after the Southern Bancorp halftime show concludes. Thanks for tuning in to ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. We'll be back after this timeout.
Price & Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says Go Badgers.
We are back to a wet Badger Stadium here. All Cara Field covered with a little rain right now, but it's not going to be slick. It's not going to be bad because it's just 50 degrees. It's just that it hasn't hit 50 degrees all that often so far this fall, so it's going to feel a little cold to the fans who are still here. But a lot of Badger fans are remaining to watch this second half. That is going to go quickly because, Chase, we are entering into now the good sportsmanship rule.
And that's a place that Arkadelphia has been quite a bit over the past few weeks. Jeff, I don't think we've talked about it yet on this broadcast, but Arkadelphia hasn't just been winning games. They've been winning them by very large margins. You look at the conference play, you look back at all the games in the 7-4A for Arkadelphia, and only one of those games did not enter the good sportsmanship rule. That was the game against Ashdown, and Arkadelphia still ended up winning that game by 29 points. Since the Hot Springs game, nobody else has come within 29 points besides Ashdown. It's been an incredible start to the year for Arkadelphia. Most of the games determined by at least 4 scores.
So we are doing our best to keep the screen clean for you. It's not actually raining very hard at all, but the mist is coming right at the camera. So we're doing our best to keep that clean. We've got Coleman Callan up there as usual doing some great work on camera, and he is getting some extra rags and napkins and so forth up there to try to keep the lens clean for you. And even right in front of us, there's some rain on the window. But it is not raining hard, won't affect the game very much, and Arkadelphia will play some offense and defense here and put this game away. Up 35 points into the good sportsmanship rule. Arkadelphia will kick off to begin the second half, and here is that kick, a long, high kick. What a beautiful job by Brock Curry. That ball is bouncing around on the ground. It's still loose, but Clinton will fall on it at the 12-yard line. First down for the Yellow Jackets.
And already we're starting to see the clock roll. As you mentioned earlier, Jeff, going into the good sportsmanship rule, time is not on the side of the Yellow Jackets, and now the goal for Arkadelphia, let the clock run out, get the ball back, maybe milk some more of the clock, and try to stay healthy here in this postseason game.
They're going to spot the ball at the 13-yard line, so Clinton will start from there. Looking up into the rain, he didn't make a clean catch of that. Arkadelphia had a bit of a chance there to return, or to recover, I should say, that bouncing football down to 13, but Clinton did fall on it, and they'll have the possession to begin the third quarter. And on first down, they will run it. Up the middle it goes. It's going to gain a yard, maybe 2. That's all. They're going to get to the 15-yard line. Second down and 8 coming for Clinton. On the carry for the Yellow Jackets was Bryston Venable, good-looking junior running back.
And again, Arkadelphia does not give up many yards up the middle. Same case here as Arkadelphia swarming to the ball very quickly just after the ball carrier passed the line of scrimmage.
Chalk quarterback rolls to his right, wants to pass. He throws deep. He is looking for and catching a receiver, and he might run all the way. He's to the 30, to the 20, a good catch, and then a sprint to the end zone. A touchdown for Clinton. It is Brody Emberton on the catch and the touchdown run. And not surprisingly, they went to their tall receiver. He comes in at 6'4", and he made the catch and then showed really nice speed to run for the touchdown.
Emberton running a very nice route that time, and as you mentioned, Jeff, using the size advantage there at the end of the play to leap up and over the defender to get that ball. But at the same time, too, it was a nice spin move as he was able to spin out of coverage and still in stride, and just kept on running, and he won that foot race down the right sideline to get Clinton back within the good sportsmanship rules. Now the clock is stopped.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. And so it is Arkadelphia 42, Clinton 14. Now, the clock's going to continue to run. They're just stopped in on the change of possession, so that it doesn't nullify the good sportsmanship rule, but it does give Arkadelphia something to talk about on the sideline, as they don't want to give up long plays. And that was an 85-yard touchdown reception by Emberton, who showed a lot of skill in catching the football as he was well covered, but then even more by outrunning the defender for that touchdown. So Clinton gets the first score of the second half, and it will be 42-14 with 10:19 left, and that clock will begin running again when we're back into action after this change of possession. So Arkadelphia will get the ball momentarily, and we'll probably see the youngsters very quickly in the third quarter. After that score, I don't know if the first team will go back out there, if they'll go right to the second team, as has often happened this year. We do see Latonio Hughes deep to receive this kick. Although when I say deep, he's standing at his own 24-yard line. And he would love to return this kick. But will it be an onside kick? We've seen one of those already tonight from Clinton. And it will be another one. Ball bouncing, and it hasn't gone 10 yards yet. Now it does. Ball still loose, but I think on the far sideline, Arkadelphia did come up with it. That ball was loose in anybody's football at the 49-yard line, but the Badgers did get it, and Arkadelphia has the possession.
And it looks like Javian Garner is out there along with Donovan Witten in the huddle. So we'll see who the Badgers send out at quarterback. It does look to be Garner.
And we've got some important news coming up here after the first. Maybe we got time for it right now. Let's just tell you this. If Arkadelphia mercy rules Clinton in the first half, Chicken Express is going to feed the team and the staff. That is big, big news. Got that off a text from Chris Babb. Glad to bring you the breaking news here in Arkadelphia. Here is a handoff. Right up the middle it goes. Going to be 5-7 yards. Good run up the middle for the Badgers.
Buckley getting stronger as this game goes along, it seems at times. Got some good blocks again up front by the Arkadelphia offensive line.
Second down, 3 yards to go. They'll pitch it wide. This time he's hit in the backfield. It's going to be a loss on the play. Buckley can't get away. Really nice penetration that time by Caleb McCarver of Clinton.
And McCarver, just a freshman, so getting some of his first tastes of varsity action here tonight, was able to bounce off his blocker pretty well that time and got to Buckley. One of the few times we've seen the Badgers go backwards tonight. Just an all-around good defensive play there for the Yellow Jackets.
Injured player. He's going to be helped off the field. He's going to walk off under his own power, I believe, for Clinton. Ball at the 49-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. Arkadelphia has third down, 8 yards to go. Once again, Arkadelphia going with the younger guys. So Garner is the quarterback, and we're going to talk a lot about him. Good young quarterback for Arkadelphia. Waiting for the official to give the signal, and he gives it. Back to action. Here is Buckley to the left of his quarterback, Garner. Movement, but no flag. Third down and 8. Arkadelphia looks to the sideline and gets the play. Two receivers on each side of the line of scrimmage. They're going to hand it off. Here's Buckley. He's got 5 to the 45 to the 40. First down to the 35 to the 30. He's going to be dragged down at the 24-yard line. First down and 10.
And we got a flag down at the end of the plays. It looked like they kept trying to tackle Buckley after he was already ruled down. But how about the play call there? You don't see it very often. 3rd and 8, a run play. You're often expecting a pass there. But Coach Shucker knew exactly what he was doing, and he knew what D'Angelo Buckley was capable of if he got to the edge. That's exactly what happened that time. He was able to get the Welch Funeral Home first down. It looks like he's going to get more here, as it looked like it was a late hit from the Yellow Jackets.
26-yard gain and then the penalty. It'll go into the red zone. They're going to set up with a first down and 10 at the 11-yard line. Now they'll keep it right at the 12. Now back to the football touching the 12-yard line. First and 10 Arkadelphia at the 12 of Clinton. Garner at quarterback, Buckley to his right. He's going to hand it to Buckley. The junior running back is hit at the line of scrimmage. He's going to make it to the 10, and that's all.
Arkadelphia taking its time here in the second half, letting the clock run down a little bit. We saw a lot of up-tempo offense in that first half, but with some of the younger guys in there now. And this game, in a pretty good situation for the Badgers, they're going to take their time.
Well, they called him down back at the 12, so it is 2nd and 10. Garner rolling to his left, looking for someone to throw to. Dropped the ball, picked it up. Now he's going to run. He makes it to the 10. He makes it to the 5. Garner is in the end zone. Touchdown, Arkadelphia.
Heads-up play there by Javian Garner. He was rolling to his left that time. Looked like he had a man to the left side, but then the ball slipped out of his hands, probably due to the rain, but he picked it up in stride, just starts running forward with it. And how about the field vision there, staying on his feet? He retained his balance and just snuck in the left corner of the end zone for the score. Arkadelphia looking to go up by a full 5 scores yet again here.
Brock Curry set for the extra point attempt. He's perfect tonight, as he was last week. Good hold. The kick is up, and he is just as accurate as he can be. Curry's kick is up right through the uprights. It's Arkadelphia 49, Clinton 14, 6:22 left, and the clock is going to continue to run as we are in the good sportsmanship rule. Arkadelphia is set to kick off here momentarily, but first we'll take a break. We'll be back after this.
Locally owned and operated, Java Primo is the official coffee house of ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. In addition to coffee, drinks, and desserts, we also have wonderful options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shop our gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com. or visit us on Main Street in historic downtown Arkadelphia. Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more says, Go Badgers!
51-yard drive and only 5 plays. Garner, the backup quarterback, with the touchdown, and Arkadelphia has stretched that lead back out to 35 at 49-14. Brock Curry set for the kickoff. The mist has slowed down a little bit, which is good news, and he'll get a foot into it, and it's going to sail deep again. It's going to be fielded. Well, he let it go at the 5, but it will bounce into the end zone. Kind of dangerous to just let it go at the 5-yard line, but it took a bounce that helped Clinton as it rolled into the end zone. They'll have first down at the 20.
I believe that's the second touchback from Brock Curry here tonight, so he's had a couple of good kickoffs. And now Clinton going to have their work cut out for them, a full 80 yards in front of them. And again, time not on their side here in the good sportsmanship rule. Arkadelphia up by 35. This offense is one that has run at a slower tempo for most of the game, but they've shown that they have that quick strike ability with that touchdown pass on the last drive.
Running play, misdirection. He cuts it up the middle now, and there's not much room there. 1 yard on the carry for Clinton. A couple of seniors really stood out on the last possession. Joey Chalk, he's a senior quarterback, made a deep pass, beautiful throw to Brody Emberton. He's also a senior, playing in their last game in the high school level, and they hooked up for a touchdown. But now it's second down, 9 yards to go for the Yellow Jackets.
Got a score update from Ozark. Of course, Arkadelphia with the win tonight would be facing the winner of that game, Ozark. The Hillbillies up by 38 over Mina, 38-0 at the half. It's an impressive game in front of the home crowd for Ozark. Also got an update from Stuttgart. The Ricebirds leading Crossit 35-7. Also have McGee and Gosnell playing tonight in the fourth quarter. A tight one there, 16-14 down the stretch. Pocahontas with a commanding lead over Lincoln, up by 28 at the half. And Rivercrest pulling away from Gentry, up by 29. We've got another 4A17 playing tonight. Nashville pulling away from another former 4A7 team in the form of Bauxite, 21-7 there from the pit.
Deep throw across the middle is incomplete, but pass interference will be called against Arkadelphia as a Badger got hooked up with the receiver a little bit, impeded that progress. A moment ago it was 16-14, but I didn't catch who was ahead in that game.
16-14, Gosnell on top over McGee.
That's a fourth quarter score.
Defensive battle going on there, and Malvern right now holding a commanding lead over Pottsville in the third quarter, 28-6. Truman and Star City in a tight battle, locked up 14-7 at halftime. Star City is in command of that game. And then Blytheville taking the fight to Warren. Warren up 21-14 at halftime in front of the home crowd, but a good game there.
You may have just seen the signal on the screen, but that was offsetting penalties because Arkadelphia was called for pass interference, but Clinton had an offensive lineman downfield. And so offsetting penalties, third down and 9. They'll do it again from the 21-yard line. Top of the screen is Emberton, the 6'4 receiver who has a touchdown tonight. From the shotgun this time, Chalk will throw short. He throws a completion. Emberton fighting for the first down. I think he got there. The ball got loose and is rolling down the field, but does roll out of bounds. And they're going to call that Clinton ball at the 39. It rolled forward about 10 yards after the fumble and then rolled out of bounds.
And you're seeing a lot of fight out of these Clinton players. A lot of these guys seniors. You have Chalk, a senior, and 2 of his top targets in the passing game. We've seen Bannister tonight, and really his favorite target in the second half has been Emberton, who made the play there and scored the touchdown earlier. But all 3 of those seniors really fighting here to the final whistle.
They're going to go right up the middle and just know where to go. Good work by the interior line of Arkadelphia. I expected to see more of Widener tonight. Don't know if he's shaken up a little bit from previous games. We haven't seen him with the football quite as much. He's a key player for Clinton. Gain of 1 on the play, 2nd and 9. Emberton top of the screen this time. Guarded by Brownlee. They're going to fake a handoff and throw a pass across the middle. Intended receiver comes up with it. Was it a catch, or did he catch it on the bounce? Ooh, I thought that might have hit the turf, and it did. Incomplete pass. Nice short hop, but not a completion at the 45 of Arkadelphia. It is 3rd down and 9.
That was a good effort there by Dawson Burgess, the junior for Clinton, but he just couldn't hang on to it. It was a tough pass to catch that time, and I'm sure the elements didn't help, as it is a little bit wet down there on the field, as you mentioned, Jeff. Going into this second half of play, got a good rainfall. It started to lighten up here, though.
Shotgun formation again for Chalk. He'll back up, look to his right. He wants to throw deep. He'll fire a deep pass. That's his tall receiver back there. He cannot come up with it. Incomplete. Going for the football on the deep side and the right sideline was Emberton, but it's incomplete. And we're going to reach the end of the 3rd quarter, and that's it. At the end of 3 quarters of play tonight, it is Arkadelphia 49, Clinton 14. We'll be back with more Badger football after this.
Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler says, "Go Badgers!"
Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker are proud sponsors of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Dr. Gary and Rob Rucker supporting the Badgers since 1996.
Get real attention on your auto insurance. Get real auto, home, and life insurance. Get Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554.
Pass interference was the call just before the end of the quarter, and so a free first down for Clinton. Now at the Arkadelphia 45-yard line, Emberton went for that pass, back shoulder pass, and Arkadelphia interfered. He got one hand on it, couldn't pull it in, but the penalty gives him a first down. Run up the middle, there's a good run, a nice hit, and a gain up near the 35-yard line. We are seeing the first team for Clinton working against the backup players for Arkadelphia at this point. Clinton, of course, doesn't have as much depth, not as many kids on the team, but they are going to send a few subs in now, so they're getting some of their younger guys in. And the younger guys for Arkadelphia, Chase, they've seen a lot of action this year.
And that's due to the large separation that's been created early in the games, and credit the first string offense and defense for creating those opportunities for some of these younger guys to slide in and play later in the games. They've gotten a lot of good experience to prepare them for moments just like these.
2nd and 1, that's going to be a first down. Good hard running up near the 30-yard line. On the carry for Clinton was Spencer Bannister. Going to spot the ball at the 31-yard line. Got 5 yards on 2nd and 1. Clock does continue to run in the good sportsmanship rule again. We're under 11 minutes to play in the game. Arkadelphia 49, Clinton 14.
And the Yellow Jackets taking their time here. They know that right now time is not on their side. It looks like time is going to run out on them, but still trying to fight forward, still trying to get some extra points. And
Venable on the carry that time. Ooh, and a flag goes down at the end of the play. Not sure. Certainly was well after the play, so it looks like maybe a personal foul or an unsportsmanlike call is going to come against somebody. Unfortunate. We've not had that kind of action tonight between these two teams. The officials are going to talk about it before the call is made. Saw a little bit of extracurricular activity after the whistle, and they threw the flag. And the clock does continue to run. They're going to pick up one flag, but there's still another one down. And the official's going to give us the call. Well, I thought he was. Now he wants to talk more. They're going to make sure they get this right. Dead ball foul, and in unsportsmanlike conduct, they'll call this against Arkadelphia, so they're about to, oh, I see, they're going to call it against both teams, so that just nullifies the whole thing. It was after the play, so it's 2nd down and 10, And no penalty yardage marked off because it was a pushing match between a player on each side, and so they called it on both of them. Second down, 10, ball at the 31-yard line now. Lost about half a yard on that play, but second down, and we'll still call it 10 yards to go. Two-back formation. They'll run to the right side. Good blocking and some yardage there across the 25 to the 24-yard line, a pickup of 7. It is third down and 3.
Looked like that was McCarver taking the carry that time. Again, the freshman getting his name called in this playoff game. He's going to be a player to watch for the Yellow Jackets in the years to come.
Clock continues to run. We are under 8:43 left and running. Chalk, the senior quarterback, looks over the defense. He will hand off. Here's an end around, cut up the field, got some yardage again up near the 16-yard line. Arkadelphia will converge and make the tackle. The younger defense fighting to keep Clinton out of the end zone, but this starting offensive unit has been able to move the ball here on this possession for Clinton.
And it's worth noting that this game has been out of the norm for Clinton because we've seen several times over the past few weeks and through conference play, they've scored 40 points on a regular basis.
And wants to pass. Chalk will throw the ball, looking for the end zone. He gets it there, and that's a touchdown for Clinton. Good work to the end zone. He beat a couple of Badgers, and a nice throw by the senior Chalk, and Clinton has scored again. They're going to hit 20 points tonight and go for 21 on this extra point attempt. Kicker, of course, out there again for Clinton is Steven Martinez. He's also a senior. Well, Arkadelphia has not played its starters on offense and defense except in a couple of positions when some of the young guys are starters. Kick is up, and that kick is good. He got it, and so the score here in the fourth quarter with 7:21 left and the clock running, it is Arkadelphia 49 and Clinton 20. We'll be back with more Badgers football after this.
Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
For Clinton, the Badgers were playing against a first-team offense with a second-team defense, and Clinton was able to keep control of the ball and drive down and get the touchdown. For the Yellow Jackets, they ran it in 12 plays and covered 80 yards. It does, however, because of the score, it gives Arkadelphia an offense to perhaps, or a chance, I think, Chase, to perhaps let the young offense throw the football, which we don't usually see. Arkadelphia recovers yet another onside kick.
And that one took an awkward bounce at the end of the play, but good job there by Trip Campbell coming up with it. He is limping a little bit as he comes off the field. He had to reach up high to get to that one. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
Yeah, he had that limp a little bit last week and then started the game tonight. Looked good again. 44-yard line. He's able to shake that off, I think. But they're not going to need him on offense right now. Garner comes back out to play quarterback. We see also checking in the game Alan Buckley at running back. Buckley has had a chance to score some touchdowns this year. We'll see if he has one more chance. Back to pass is Garner. He will throw high and incomplete. He had open receiver at the 50 and just missed him.
And you see that sometimes with young quarterbacks, you just see a little bit of miscommunication, and the elements are probably not on Garner's side tonight, too. You'll see those ironed out as you get more experience.
We're in the fourth quarter, sponsored by Eccles Thompson and Kneebone. Here is a running play up the middle. Goes Buckley. He's going to make some yardage, and they're going to stop him and finally blow the whistle after a gain of about 4 on the play. Third down coming for the Badgers. Arkadelphia scored plenty of times in the first quarter. Taylor King Law first quarter. Turner, Rogers, Manning, and Plyler second quarter, same thing. And that meant it was the mercy rule, or the good sportsmanship rule at halftime. Providence Veterinary Clinic, the third quarter sponsor. Arkadelphia got another touchdown in that corner. And now Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone, our sponsor. And Arkadelphia is trying to score again. Third down. Garner rolls to his right, looks deep. He will fire the ball deep, looking for a receiver. And it is intercepted by Emberton, who's back playing safety. And that senior is going to return it to the 20-yard line. Now he will dance around and run out of bounds at the 27-yard line. But the 6'4 receiver was beaten on the play, but made a nice job of making up some space. And that length was a difference in getting the interception.
And it looked like a good ball out of the hand that time by Garner, but it looked like it maybe hung up there just a bit too long. That allowed the defender to make the play. And not what you were hoping for if you're Arkadelphia, that's not what you're hoping for in this situation. But at the same time, too, this is exactly why you want to play so strong to start out a game, is that when you have mistakes like that, because those mistakes will happen from time to time, you've created that separation, that padding for yourself going late into the games to where you can make those mistakes and not suffer dire consequences from it.
The senior quarterback, Chalk, will stay in the game, but he will hand off. Now a double handoff and coming back to the left. Not much space there. The young guys responded well for Arkadelphia, a gain of only 1. Clock continues to roll as we're nearing 3 minutes to play in the game.
And it looks like Chalk is going to stay out there trying to finish the last varsity game of his career. It was a valiant effort tonight from him. He had some beautiful passes at times, including an absolute strike to the right side. That ended up going for a touchdown.
Michael Brownlee is covering the tall receiver across the middle. Incomplete, now intercepted. Tip drill, and Arkadelphia got the interception. Here's a run back to the 30-yard line, to the 27, to the 26-yard line. Fine play. They threw it too high. Even Emberton couldn't reach it. And then on the tip, interception by Tucker Guy.
Great job there by Guy. He was standing there over the middle in coverage as a linebacker, and he saw the ball tipped up in the air, ran right to it, and came down with the ball. Nice return, too, as well, as he gets the ball inside the 30-yard line. And how do you respond to a turnover? You create one with your own defense.
Good catch by the linebacker, the junior, Tucker Guy. Arkadelphia has the ball back. Garner in no hurry, long snap count. Now he's going to back up. He wants to throw the ball, but he's under a lot of pressure. He'll roll to his left. He'll fire short and fire incomplete. Clock, though, is not going to stop because we're in the good sportsmanship rule. We're down to 1:48 left. Clock continues to run.
We do have a flag down at the end of the play.
Going to be holding against Arkadelphia, so they'll penalize the Badgers. As the quarterback was running around, one of the offensive linemen didn't let go and was called for holding. It's going to be 1st down and 20, and time is continuing to tick away. So Arkadelphia will get the victory tonight. Final score not really indicative of the dominance of the Badgers, at least in that first half when they put together a large lead and send it into the good sportsmanship rule. They'll mark it off from the spot of the foul, so it's going to be 1st down and very long, back to the 46-yard line of Clinton. Yellow Jackets line up to play some defense. Handoff. This is Buckley. Buckley is hit, but he'll break one tackle, and he's going to be hit by a bunch of Yellow Jackets, and they're going to bring him down with a gain of about 3. We're less than a minute to play in this football game. Arkadelphia is going to go to the second round of the playoffs with a home victory, and the Badgers are due to play another home game of the playoffs next week. So a lot of exciting action still yet to play in this football season.
And it looks like it's going to be a date with Ozark. The Hillbillies were already in the good sportsmanship rule themselves heading into halftime against Mena, so we will not see a rematch from conference play for the Badgers, but that's going to be a fun matchup next week.
Garner with a deep pass, but it is incomplete inside the 10. That might be the last play of the game. 15 seconds remain. Arkadelphia is not going to be in a big hurry to run another play, I don't believe. Badgers are going to see Garner come to the sideline and wait for it to tick off. 2, 1, And a final score of Arkadelphia 49 and Clinton 21. That is the final score. Arkadelphia had it dominated by halftime and then ran out the clock in the second half, and the Badgers win it 49-21. First round playoff action. Hillbillies are coming to town next week as Arkadelphia and Ozark will play. We got a lot to talk about. To wrap up this game, though, I want you to stay tuned to the Blend or Luxury Real Estate from San Diego, and our buddy Kerry Garnett, who is out there. You know, there's not just one Badger fan in San Diego. Not only do we have the Garnett family, but also Donovan Whitten's dad, Donnie, is in business out in San Diego, and he's watching from San Diego tonight also. So it's doubled our San Diego audience tonight.
And what a performance his son put on here tonight for us on the first game of the playoff slate. Good game here in front of the home crowd. 4 first-half touchdowns for Whitten. Plenty of scoring to talk about, and we'll break that down in a few moments. But 6 touchdowns in the first half from the Arkadelphia offense. Quite an impressive feat. 4 of those belong to the senior quarterback for the Badgers.
It was dominance from the very beginning of the football game, and Arkadelphia gets the win 49-21. In the postgame show, we're going to bring to you statistics from Jim Rothwell, an interview with Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker, and commentary offensive and defensive players of the game. We'll preview next week's playoff game, a home contest against a good Ozarks team. We'll do all of that when we come back with the Blend Luxury Real Estate and Kerry Garnett postgame show after this.
The Board of Directors at South Central Electric Cooperative believes in the necessity of high-speed internet access in rural South Central Arkansas. South Central Connect was created to fulfill a need other internet providers were not able to provide in our area. South Central Connect, through our local cooperative, brings the necessity of internet service to your house, much like they did electricity in the 1930s. Sign up today at southcentralconnect.net or call 855-269-3429.
R&T Dixon's Exxon stores are proud to support this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Locally owned and operated by Randy and Tanya Dixon, we welcome you to visit one of our locations in Arkadelphia or Caddo Valley at each I-30 exit. We're also excited to open a bigger and better Tiger Mart at 10th and Pine in Arkadelphia next spring. R&T Dixon's Exxon stores say, "Go Badgers!"
And we are back for the post-game show here in Arkadelphia. A little bit early because it's an early finish to this football game as Arkadelphia won by virtue of the good sportsmanship rule. The Arkadelphia Badgers scored every time they had the football in the first half. That was the first-team offense scoring touchdown after touchdown, a Reed 53-yard touchdown run on the first play from scrimmage. Next time Arkadelphia had the ball, 2 plays, 60 yards, touchdown, Whitten to Bailey, a 34-yard pass reception for the score. Third time Arkadelphia got the ball, it was a 5-play, 58-yard drive, Whitten to Bailey for the touchdown. And then Buckley scored on a touchdown run of 5 yards. Arkadelphia got another touchdown when Whitten passed to Purifoy, a 7-yard play. 4-play, 43-yard drive. That time it was 35-0. Arkadelphia gave up a touchdown, 35-7, but then got that 35-point lead back on the next possession. Whitten to Reed, an 18-yard touchdown pass to the running back. That was a 4-play, 69-yard drive for a touchdown. So it was 42-7 at halftime. In the second half, just more action for the second team, for the younger guys. They've had a lot of that because Arkadelphia, as you said earlier, Chase, they won a lot of games by the mercy rule, or at least in lopsided scores, and it's given the younger guys a lot of action. That's a good thing for the future. You want the young guys to see a lot of varsity action before they become the starters, and those guys are going to be ready when their time comes because they've seen so much practice this year in games on Friday nights.
Well, how about this situation? Here you're facing off against an offense that scored 40 points in a game regularly over the past several weeks. Not only that, but you're seeing the first-team offense out there, too, going up against the younger guys. But really, those younger units holding their ground tonight, only allowing 14 points in the second half. One of them was just on a great play over to the right side. It was a great pattern, and it ended in a long touchdown. The other one at the end of a long drive, but not without great effort from the Yellow Jackets trying to get into the end zone. They controlled most of the time of possession, but also, at the end of the day, ending Chalk's career on a sour note, forcing the interception off the deflection.
And one touchdown for Arkadelphia in the second half. The sophomore quarterback Garner got the touchdown on a 12-yard run himself in the third quarter. So Arkadelphia gets the win 49-21. We'll have stats in just a few moments from Jim Rothwell, an interview as Chris Babb has gone down to the field to talk to Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker. This game went really according to form. Arkadelphia heavy favorite. Arkadelphia took care of business. That's what you've got to do if you're the Badgers. You got to start fast and put it out of mind of the other team that they have a chance for an upset. The Badgers did that.
And that's what Arkadelphia's been trying to do the last several weeks. They like to receive the ball first. They won the coin toss, and that's the choice that they made tonight. Got the ball first, got a chance to go out there and put some points up very quickly, and it went just about as good as you could have hoped as Kyle Reed ripping off a 53-yard run up the middle, getting some great protection from the offensive line. And that's really an unsung group that we haven't talked a ton about this season. But this offensive line looked tremendous tonight, not only protecting Witten, but you also see him protecting Kyle Reed, and you also saw them protecting Buckley as he was running to the outside, made some great blocks to the outside on the edge. It was just an all-around great performance from that unit.
One thing that you look for in the playoffs, good special teams. The kickoff coverage team, outstanding as always, again tonight against a playoff team in Clinton, and all the extra points were made. Really good work once again by Brock Curry. That's tremendously important. You get into a close game in the playoffs, you need those extra points, and he has not only made his extra points, but they have gotten stronger and stronger, I'd say, as the season has worn on.
I completely agree, and you look at this game, too. This one really stands out because, really, for the first time this season, the elements were against them the elements were the strongest that they've been against Curry, because not only are you dealing with the cold tonight, it's colder than it's been all season long for Arkadelphia, but you've also had to deal with the rain in the second half, and I'm sure that it wasn't easy to get some of those holds down, but that's exactly what Arkadelphia did. Brock Curry, 7 for 7 on PATs, and something else worth mentioning, too, he had some really nice kickoffs, too. He had 2 touchbacks as well.
If you would, check the scores one more time, Chase, and we'll try to bring our final score as soon as we get one on the Ozark game. But they were winning big, so it looks like Ozark will come to Arkadelphia. Badgers hosting the Hillbillies next week. That's a home game for Arkadelphia. Very important. You win the regular season, you win the conference, you'll play at home. Arkadelphia, a home win tonight in the playoffs, another opportunity next week right here at Badger Stadium.
And that's the great thing about being the 1 seed and what we were talking about last week going into Malvern, why that game was so important, because Arkadelphia has locked up home field advantage at least for the first 3 playoff games. You had the potential to play a 4th at home depending on how things shake out on the other side of the bracket, but having those 3 games guaranteed at home, I know that's special for this Badger squad who after last year, they had 1 game at home and then they had to be what Coach Shucker liked to call road warriors. Went to 3 of the 4 corners of the state, quite literally, going to Southside, going to Crossett, and going to play Shiloh Christian. Played some really talented teams and put up good fights everywhere that they went. But there's just something special about playing in front of that home crowd here at Badger Stadium, especially in a year where Arkadelphia didn't get that many opportunities to play here in front of the home crowd during the regular season.
Let's go to the scoreboard now and give a few updates. I know as we are giving Jim a chance to make some totals here for the stats. Everybody wants to know scores, so let's take a look at some of these 4A scores. First of all, you know, in some of the upper classifications, we see some former teams in the conference doing quite well, as Robinson is up 38-9 in the third quarter against Magnolia. Hot Springs was ahead in their game against Mills, but they've fallen behind now in the third quarter, 12-7. That's quite a good contest. You move to 4A action, though, and you see some really outstanding football being played by the higher seeds. Ozark 45-7 in the fourth quarter over Mena. That solidifies the idea that Badgers and the Ozark Hillbillies are going to play next week.
And that was a matchup that we thought we might see last year. Ozark was on the same side of the bracket as Arkadelphia last season. It came down to that matchup in Ozark against Crossett, but in that one, Crossett, the Eagles coming up with the victory, so Arkadelphia ended up having to make the trip down to southeast Arkansas instead of up north a little bit. But we're finally going to get that matchup that we thought we might see last year. These are 2 very talented squads in the 4A, both looking to make a statement this year. Ozark has had a really good run this season, making a statement here tonight with a victory over a 7-4A opponent already, and trying to make another one next week against a team from the same conference.
Stuttgart 42, Crossett 7 in the third quarter. Stuttgart looking like a very strong playoff team tonight.
And the Ricebirds have had an incredible campaign. It's worth mentioning, too, they had that win against Warren early in the year. Lumberjacks, it's never easy to defeat them at any point in the season. But the Ricebirds putting together a great campaign, could be a contender going down the stretch for sure.
Here is a close game. McGee 20, Gosnell 16 in the fourth quarter. Also in 4A action at halftime, Pocahontas 42, Lincoln 14. In the third quarter, Rivercrest 36 and Gentry 14. Nashville looking good again. They've had a strong end of their season, and they look good in the first round. In the fourth quarter, they're at Boxside and leading the Miners 21-7. So Nashville looking strong for the conference tonight.
It's been great to see the Scrappers turn it around a little bit. They had a little bit of a down year last year and didn't have the greatest start to the season this year, but they've really overcome the obstacles and become a really solid team. They learned from those experiences. They've only lost one time since they played Arkadelphia, and that was to the 2 seed out of the 7-4A Malvern.
Lamar is a strong 4A team, 35-0 leading Riverview at halftime tonight. Malvern, here's a score we all wanted to see. Would Malvern bounce back after the big win by Arkadelphia last week? It is, yes, they will. 28-14, that's a fourth quarter score over Pottsville.
It's a good bounce-back game for the Leopards here tonight, as, this is a team that, this was really the first time that they'd really stumbled all season long. They'd been undefeated in conference play. It was going to be interesting to see how they respond to the adversity, but they've responded to it well in this next matchup. And these are the games that really count down the stretch. You've got to find a way to bounce back after losses like that at the end of the regular season, because there is no tomorrow in the playoffs. You've got to win today in order to move on to the next game.
Star City 28, Truman 7 in the third quarter tonight. And here's a score that the leader doesn't surprise me, but the score does. Warren leads Blytheville only 28-20 in the third quarter tonight. Warren struggling a little bit, but still leading in that game.
And Blytheville, a team that over the past few years has been in 5A, making the move down to 4A recently with the new realignment. They were a powerful team from Northeast Arkansas for a while, this time facing the Lumberjacks and really bringing the fight to one of the more talented teams in the 4A. It's going to be interesting to see how that one wraps up. Lumberjacks hoping to keep their state championship hopes alive.
Those are 4A scores for you. We are coming up now on halftime statistics. Post-game statistics, as well as an interview that Chris Bev has with Arkadelphia head coach Trace Shucker. We're going to go to statistics first and talk with Jim. Jim, it was a first half of action for the first-team offense of Arkadelphia. We've seen that before. Arkadelphia played 2 quarters and piled up a lot of yards in that first half.
That's true. Donald Winton didn't mess up his almost perfect first half because he didn't play in the second half. Again, he was 9 out of 11, 140 yards, 4 TDs. Garner came in. He was 0 for 3, 1 interception, but he's capable. He can scramble a little bit in the pocket. Needs to work on his accuracy. He overthrew one open receiver there. He's coming along. And this is great. Gets that experience to be on the field.
And ran for a touchdown.
Yes, he did run for a touchdown. So we'll look forward to seeing a little bit more of him. Reed, another big night. Just 3 carries for 67 yards, but 2 TDs. Not a bad night there.
Wow.
Buckley, 9 for 72 and a TD. Whitten didn't really have a rushing attempt. He didn't have to. He got running from the other 2 backs tonight. Again, that's almost 140 yards between those 2 backs. So if you can get that from a couple of backs, that's a good rushing attack. Purefoy was 2 for 12. Hughes 1 for 6. Angela Buckley 3 for 19 there at the end. Almost 10 yards a carry for Arkadelphia because of the big plays that they had, the big rushes. 9.78 yards per carry. Again, spreading that ball around among the receivers. Babb 1 for 18, Purefoy 1 for 5, Hughes 1 for 15, Campbell 1 for 26, 2 TDs. Purefoy had a TD. Bailey 3 for 64, and Reed 2 for 21 for a TD. 325 total yards for Arkadelphia. Again, with the clock running quickly in the second half, you can expect that. The 1 interception and then no fumbles. 6 penalties, a little better than last week, but still there's some personal foul penalties that you need to eliminate at this point in the season. You just can't have those against good teams. Chalk was 8 out of 19, had 208 yards, but one of those was part of that was an 85-yard pass there to Widener, I believe, yeah. 2 TDs, the 1 interception. Bannister, rushing 9 for 38, 1 TD. Widener, 5 carries for 30. Venable, 6 for 41. So good job controlling their rushing attack because the team likes to run the ball. You hold them to 121 yards on 30 carries. Emberton had 4 catches for 111 yards. Of course, the big one was the 85-yard TD. Bannister, 2 for 47. He had 2 great catches, one on the sideline and one across the middle of the field. Then the last TD, we never got the player's number. It was down in the corner, and we couldn't see that, but they had another TD. Interesting that total yardage-wise, Clinton outgained Arkadelphia 4 yards. But it was a big plays at Arkadelphia and short field. Arkadelphia would get the short field because they would stop Clinton in that first half and got a short field out of it.
And a lot of those yards came in the second half against the second-team defense
That's
of
true.
Arkadelphia.
Yes, they scored a couple of touchdowns there. So, again, what we've been seeing from Arkadelphia, come out, focus, get out in the first half, get a lead, a solid lead, big lead, even a 35-point lead to go in halftime with a sportsmanship rule. Defense played well again, shutting down the rushing game. First half, great job defensively. And again, we saw some of the replacements come in the second half and give up some yardage, but still played well.
Jim, all respect in the world for the Clinton Yellow Jackets. They fought hard tonight for the entire football game. They had a 7-4 season. That's a good season. But tonight for Arkadelphia was really a tune-up for tougher games to come, and that might come as soon as next week against Ozark.
It could very easily. Arkadelphia, again, we see that with the spreading the ball around. It is just hard to cover all those receivers. When Donovan Whitten gets time to throw and can sit back there, it's hard to cover those 4 receivers and the backs coming out of the backfield, particularly at the high school level. It's just you might be able to cover 1 or 2 of them. If Arkadelphia doesn't make mistakes, which, we saw tonight, the 1 interception by Garner, but no fumbles, no interceptions, no really lost plays of significance. A couple of penalties made them 1st and 15 or something like that, but nothing drastic to throw them off their routine of moving the ball through the run and the pass.
Jim, thank you so much for your work on statistics. As always, maybe the key stat of the night, 6 possessions, 6 touchdowns in the first half for Arkadelphia.
Yeah, if you start like that, you're probably going to win.
Let's go to the sideline. Chris Babb is with the Arkadelphia head coach, Trey Shucker.
Victoria's head coach Trey Shucker, 49-21. Arkadelphia advances to play Ozark next week. Coach, your initial thoughts? It's pretty efficient offensively and defensively in the first half.
Very efficient. We were prepared for this. Our kids are fresh. It's exciting this time of year playing in the playoffs at home. Our kids were ready for it. Is really what it comes down to, and we're playing. We're hitting on all cylinders right now. So very proud of our team, very proud of our coaches.
We talk about fast starts. It can't be too much faster of a start than you had tonight. I think I recognize the play call. I recognize the play from last year, but a quick start got you going offensively right off the bat.
Yes, we executed the first play very, very well, had all 11 execute, and really big run by Kyle Reed to start the game and really set the tone for the rest of the game for us. But, having that first play go all the way on that was big for us, and we just fed on it.
All right, a week of prep, get ready for Ozark. The Hillbillies come to town to Badger Stadium, get another home game.
We're excited about it. Defense played well tonight. Clinton's a great football team. They really are. They put up a lot of points, and our defense came to play again tonight. Got to do it again next week. Ozark's a good football team. They put up a lot of points. They take pride in being physical on offense, and their big offensive line and strong running backs. Our defense got to step up again next week.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you. Go Badgers.
Well, the coach said it. The team was ready. The team came through with the win tonight. 6 possessions, 6 touchdowns in the first half. And as he said, the defense was set, and the defense played awfully well against a 7-3 Clinton team that came in tonight. Let's talk about offensive and defensive players of the game. As Chase, I think we're going to see a lot of candidates in both those categories once again tonight.
It's going to be tough to choose from all of these different talents because everybody contributing in a great way tonight. You really saw participation from all the units. Starting on the offensive side of the ball, you have Donovan Whitten, the senior quarterback, stepping up, being the leader tonight. Didn't necessarily have the great yardage numbers that you'd expect, but he was making the most of those passing plays that he had on those shorter fields, making some great throws, had 4 touchdowns. It's always a good night when almost half of your passes go for scores. That's a pretty crazy stat to think about right there. 4 of his 9 passing attempts, or 9 completions going for scores.
He did not have to run the ball tonight, and he did not do that. He simply had time to pass, whether he was rolling out or standing in the pocket. He found his receivers at a very high percentage rate.
He did, and honestly, when it comes down to player of the game, I may give my award to a group, actually, a unit, and that is the group that was providing protection from everybody, because I thought that they did a great job of protecting Kyle Reed having one of his better games tonight. D'Angelo Buckley had a great game tonight. Evan Bailey was a great wide receiver, having his best game of the season thus far. But I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Arkadelphia offensive line, just for the protection they provided not only tonight but throughout the season.
I love that choice. We talked about that before the game, that we want to make sure we mention the offensive line more because of the fine quality of play they've had in every ball game. And tonight especially, as nobody got near a sack with Witten tonight. He was able to complete so many passes. No scrambling on his part. He just threw complete passes and threw touchdown passes for the 2 quarters that he played tonight. And Arkadelphia got the good sportsmanship rule victory. What about defense?
Defense, another tough choice there. A couple guys that really stood out to me. One of them being the guy who really set the tone with a sack early in the game, and that was Max Wilson. Wilson has been a senior leader on this team all throughout the season. Really, he's been a leader even before his senior campaign. He's always been a huge presence up there on the defensive front for Arkadelphia, doing a great job of getting through to the backfield. But also another guy, interesting choice of words there because it actually lines up perfectly with who I'm about to reference, and that's Tucker Guy coming up with the interception to close out the game for Arkadelphia. He's provided some solid play throughout the season as well, one of the 6 linebackers for Arkadelphia, and that time coming up with the interception and what will end up being the final pass of Chalk's high school career. So those would be my 2 guys that would really stand out for that award as candidates.
So you're picking a junior in Tucker Guy and a senior in Max Wilson. I tell you, that interior line was so strong. Caden Young, another junior, strong game after game after game. Clinton would have loved to have run up the middle with success. They didn't have much success with that because of the interior line. I'm going to go with you, though, the senior on a night when the seniors played so well, Max Wilson with a big game on defense. And so those are our offensive and defensive players of the game tonight. Let me ask Chris Babb to come on the air one more time and talk with us a little bit about next week's game. It's Arkadelphia and Ozark. Arkadelphia is dominating so far, but you got to have respect for every team you play, and Ozark and the score that they put up tonight, they demand respect.
Yeah, always. The Hillbillies have a really, really solid program. You know, they're going to be the 2nd seed out of the 4A1, which is the extreme northwestern, well, it was extreme, Elkins, Ozark, Gravette, Gentry, Lincoln, Huntsville, Berryville. So Ozark's an outlier. They'd been in this 4A4 conference that Clinton and Dover and Pottsville, but they got moved up to the 4A1 when Shiloh Christian moved up. Ozark is 9-3 now, or 8-3 now, after tonight's game when they defeated or won their first round game, trying to pull up their schedule, and of course nothing wants to pull up, of course. But Ozark defeated. Let's see. The final score was 45-7 over Mena.
There you go.
Ozark 49-20. They played Clarksville with Booneville and Charleston for their non-conference games. Went 3-0 in those games, and they're 8-3 on the season. They lost to Elkins 48-21. And I spoke wrong. They lost to Booneville and Charleston as well. They started out 1-2. They won 4 straight, and they've won 7 of their last 8, including tonight's 38-point victory over Mena. It's going to be a strong offensive line, strong up front. Front 7, you would imagine them being strong. They're going to try to muscle around. They've got a quarterback that has some passing and some rushing yards. Stopping Arkadelphia is going to be what is the task for most defenses this year, because in talking to several people after that Malvern game from just various parts across the state, and they're like, not a whole lot of teams have 4 or 5 weapons offensively that you can spread the ball around to. But the Hillbillies, it's a tradition-rich program. You hear Barry Grooms talk about tradition-laden programs a lot, and Ozark is one of those. And they have a distinct home field advantage at their place, so it's a good thing that that game is in Arkadelphia.
Let's end it with this conversation also, Chris. I tell you what, the conference might have lost Robinson to 5A, This conference is looking very, very strong tonight. We see a score of 28-7, Nashville beating Bauxite in the fourth quarter
and
tonight.
That was with I pulled that one 2 minutes left, so
there you go.
That game's about over.
And then you got Malvern doubling up on Pottsville tonight in the fourth quarter at 28-14.
Yeah, and Ashdown's up 21-14 with 5:30 left. That's at Lone Oak. You know, Lone Oak and Nashville played a really tight game last week. Sloan Perrin got hurt in that game. Haven't been able to obviously keep up a bunch with the Nashville game, but figure he played if Nashville's beating Bauxite 28-7. And then Ashdown has a chance to win. So that would be 4 out of the 5 teams winning tonight, with Mena being the only team to lose.
I tell you what, though, I mean, for a conference that has lost Robinson, my goodness, 4 wins out of 5 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody coming in, Arkadelphia and Malvern have a chance to go pretty far. And Ashdown, if they can put it together, they have a chance because they've got talent as well. So it is, in Nashville. I think Nashville, after the Arkadelphia game, has just been on an upward trajectory, and so the Scrappers have been playing really well, and they're finishing that up tonight. But Nashville being the 3 seed going to Bauxite and really kind of controlling that one kind of shows the strength of the conference still, even with the loss of Robinson.
Chris, we're actually going to be bold enough to change the topic just for a moment before we sign off tonight. It is 47 degrees. It's raining. Tomorrow's going to be clear. It's going to be cool. It's the Battle of the Ravine.
It is. It's a lot of fun. This week we had on the Ouachita campus, we had a high school sports media conference, and I was telling Justin Aker and Westmore they were down doing their show, and he said, that's going to be fun Saturday, isn't it? And I said, yeah, this time of year is always fun in Arkadelphia, because on Friday night, the same people who were sitting in these stands tonight cheering the Badgers will split up for the next 24 hours and sit on opposite sides tomorrow and really want to beat each other. And then we'll be right back in Badger Stadium next Friday night, all wearing red and blue. Saw Sean Jones, the Henderson athletic director, was here watching the game, and they were left, headed out. And, you'll have lots of red and blue tonight, but there'll be lots of red and purple tomorrow.
That's the absolute truth. I'm just going to mention this because it's a week away, and we don't know what's going to actually happen with the weather. But my phone is telling me that next Friday, the high is 51, and it's sunny. I won't mention what the low is.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the weather turns out to be next Friday. But it's a home
it's
game.
Football weather.
It definitely is. That's a lot of fun, especially when we're indoors.
It's the best time of year. That's what your wife thinks. She absolutely loves this cold weather.
I think she does. That's why she stays in the press box and finds a job here where it is a little bit warmer. It's a fun night for us. It's a fun night for the Arkadelphia fans. Arkadelphia got the win. Again, the final score from Badger Stadium, it's Arkadelphia 49 and Clinton 21. The Badgers head to round 2 of the playoffs. Want to say thank you to Chase Hartzell. Want to say thank you to Jem Rothwell. Want to say thank you to Coleman Callan. Want to say thank you to the master DJ, Chris Babb. This is Jeff Root. Good night, everybody. And Abby and Mary Kate, Grandpa is on his way to your house on Sunday. Look for me then.